From Georgia Dome in Atlanta, the Falcons and the Lions, Detroit 3-5, and of course trying to stay in the hunt, but that guy, Bill, has really been playing well the past few weeks.
You're right, Steve. 19, Scott Mitchell. He is the key to this offense. Now, you talk about Herman Moore and Brett Perryman, and these guys are great receivers, and Barry Sanders is going to get his, but the key to make this whole thing work is Scott Mitchell.
Morton Anderson, a big acquisition for the Falcons this year, acquired from the Saints, kicks it off. Vernon Turner, Ron Rivers are deep for Detroit. This one is deep, and Turner will bring it out 4 yards deep. Big hole for Turner up the right side, still on his feet and taken out of bounds at about the 26, 27-yard line. A return of 32 yards with Terry Taylor making the stop. Scott Mitchell in his second year at Detroit really starting to play well. 16 touchdowns and just 5 interceptions. And blocking for him up front, a big group of guys with Zephyrus Moss and Lutz, both 6'6" on the right side. Glover the center, Weidel and Lomas Browns on the left. And the run and shoot, the wideouts, Perriman, Morton, Herman Moore, David Sloan, the tight end, and Barry Sanders at the halfback. And there's a penalty flag on the field, so right away, Bill Moss, this good return has been negated.
Well, you know, one of the things Wayne Fonte said when we spoke to him was that he needed a return game and a defense. If he could have a return game and a defense, he really believes that the record will be a lot better than it is right now.
From deep in their own end zone, a 32-yard return is nullified, and Scott Mitchell goes to work. Barry Sanders hit immediately at the line of scrimmage, and he didn't get much. Defensively for the Atlanta Falcons, they're without 4-year veteran Chuck Smith, a bad toe. And also on the left side, Pierce Holt not playing, replaced by Lester Archambault, Mo Gardner, and Chris Dolman. In the middle, 40 years worth of linebacking experience, Matthews, Tuggle, and Talley. And in the secondary, a group tested today, Walker and Phillips at the corner, Kevin Ross and Roger Harper, the safeties. Second down and 11. Mitchell swings it out, and Sanders drops the football.
Well, Scott Mitchell, through the course of the season thus far, really starts off erratic. You know, one of the raps on him is when he settles down, he really becomes an accurate passer. I think he threw the ball right there behind Barry a little bit. You need to throw it out in front of him so he can turn and look to head upfield.
Lions offense is ranked 7th in the league, 10th rushing and 7th passing, 3rd and 11 from their own 4. Mitchell throws it away in the end zone, and a flag is down. Lester Archambault applying the pressure, and that is a safety. Intentional grounding in the end zone, 2 points for Atlanta.
Well, Lester Archambault comes into the game, and, you know, they were without Pierce Holt, and they're without Chuck Smith, and you were wondering, hey, is Chris Dolman going to be the only guy that has to rush? Now watch him right here. He's going to come up, and he closes the pocket down. He comes in, and they run a little stunt game there, and there he is, over Barry Sanders and right around his legs. I don't know if that was a safety or not.
Player, number 20, was in the area that the ball was thrown. There is no safety. Incomplete pass.
Bill Moss, you nailed that one. A good call by Bob McElway, who spotted the receiver in the end zone, so no safety.
Yeah, I'm not sure who made that call. The guy looked like he was behind the quarterback, Scott Mitchell. I think that was the back judge who was back there. I don't think he saw exactly what was going on, but he was wrapped around and he got that ball off in plenty of time.
Well, Wayne Fonte has really changed things around for his team. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but in the meantime, he's got his punter, Mark Royals, back all the way up to the end line. He's averaging about 41.5 yards a kick.
He's going to need about 55 yards here because field position is definitely going to come into play here. He needs a boom one out of there. They don't want to start off in this kind of hole. Atlanta's going to get the ball probably around the 40-yard line going in.
Eric Metcalf is deep for the Falcons. Good high punt by Royals. Metcalf at his own 49. And Eric Metcalf is into Lion territory, and the Falcons will start with great field position, a 48-yard punt and a 10-yard return with Stephen Boyd making the stop. Falcons offensively, Jeff George in his second year with the team leads the entire NFL in completions with 178, 6th in passing yardage. Up front, an offensive line that includes a couple of ex-Lions, Roman Fortin and Dave Richards, along with Whitfield, Tobeck, and Zandowski, and the red gun receivers, Emmanuel, Metcalf, Mathis, and Burden, with Ironhead Hayward in the backfield. So the Falcons start with excellent field position at the Detroit 42. No score, just underway from Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Steve Buckhantz with Bill Moss from the Georgia State Capitol. Jeff George with a hard count, spots a receiver, but the ball is dropped by Terrence Mathis.
There's a flag. It's going to be offsides on Robert Forshea, number 91. And I'll tell you, what a story we've talked about. They have been getting so much heat. They lead the league in penalties.
91, defense. 5 yards, first down.
They lead the league in offside penalties. I think Robert Forshea, that's his 10th, and Tracy Scroggins has 10 also. You're going to see him right to the right of your screen, to the left of your screen, jump up the middle on a hard count there.
Well, Forshea,
jump right there.
Yeah, he did jump, and Jeff George told us just the other day that they were no doubt going with a hard count because they know of Forshea's past. And Forshea was one of the guys who said, I'm not jumping off sides this week. And if anybody else does on the team, I'll pay you $500. And for the second straight play, they draw the Lions offside.
I'll tell you what, Wayne Fonts has got to be getting mad right now. And that was Shane Bonham who jumped. I think they brought the other guy out, and they just bring in Shane Bonham, and he jumps off sides. I mean, Wayne Fonts has been stressing with these guys for the last 3 weeks, stay on sides. John Tierling brought in this aggressive attacking defense that wants these guys to get upfield. But I'll tell you, it's really been penalizing. It's really been hurting them a lot because they're not getting the sacks to benefit the offside penalties.
Well, Atlanta has gained 10 yards and not run the first play. It's now 1st and 10 at the 32 of the Lions. No score. George with time. Over the middle, it's complete to J.J. Burden, and Burden is down to the 25. Defensively, the Lions stack up Ellis, two-time Pro Bowler Henry Thomas, acquired from Minnesota, Robert Forshea and Tracy Scroggins. For the second straight week, Benny Blade starts at the weak side linebacker with Chris Spielman and Mike Johnson, and in the secondary, Ryan McNeil and Corey Raymond at the corners, Willie Clay and Robert Massey for Blades at the safeties. 2nd down and 3 for Atlanta. 2 seconds on the play clock. George gets it away and throws complete to Eric Metcalf. He stopped short of the first down by a yard or two. Willie Clay making the stop for the Lions.
And Eric Metcalf, you know, on that time, Jeff George went to the slot receiver in Eric Metcalf, and he came up to the line of scrimmage, gave him the hard count, tried to draw him off sides, and then audibled and went out there to Eric Metcalf. Find Metcalf out in the flat. Look at the TDs he has. A lot of touchdowns in his career.
He's done everything and has done everything for the Falcons, which was a great move for them coming over from Cleveland. Not sure whether he likes playing in that slot back as much as running back, but he's getting the job done. 3rd and 1. Jeff George. Quick pass is complete. First down, Atlanta. J.J. Burden inside the 15.
A lot of talk about the run and shoot offense. Now, what is it exactly? You know, they try to downplay it. Let's take a look at it right here. The run and shoot lines of 5 linemen, 1 running back, and 4 wide receivers. You're going to see them highlighted right there. And, you know, they can do a lot of things. I'm here. They come across in motions, which creates trips to one side. And then right here, see this guy? He's the running back. He comes up and helps out as a blocker. So this run and shoot, there's a lot of things they can do out of 4 wide receivers, and it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Jeff
George hasn't missed yet. He's 3 of 3 with 19 yards. That was a gain of 10. It's 1st and 10 at the 13. He'll throw it again. And just tosses it out of bounds over the head of Terrence Mathis.
Well, you know, one of the things that we talked to June Jones about, this red gun, he calls it, or the run and shoot, is inside the 20, it has problems. This offensive team only has 14 touchdowns on the season. I mean, on the other hand, Scott Mitchell has 16, and Terrence Mathis there, you know, he trying to get open. He wants to get into the fix of things. And June Jones has denied the fact that they're bogging down in there, but Morton Anderson's been kicking a lot of field goals for them.
Last in the NFL, they've got just 5 touchdowns in 25 attempts inside the 20. 2nd and 10. George pressured, throws this one away just as he is tackled by Henry Thomas. So it will bring up 3rd down and 10.
Well, that was a nice rush by Henry Thomas. And you know what? He's having a great season this year. He just doesn't have the supporting cast around him he had in Minnesota. He's having to do a lot of things on his own. You'll see him come up here with Tracy Scroggins. He runs right inside. They set up the stunt. And see, there he is. Henry Thomas finds the opening and shoots in there. And that's what they've got to do to stop the run and shoot. They've got to put pressure on him. And
there's an injured Atlanta Falcon on the field. It's Roman Fortin. The former Lion will return to Atlanta with no score right after this.
Only one had the power of Eric Heitman. Only one has the control of Janet Evans. Only one had the endurance of Greg LeMond. Only one performs like this. Seville STS with the North Star system. The great performers are always creating a higher standard.
I got it!
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Tap the Rockies! Cover for me.
I've got the plans.
You got your pill. You can't be taken alive.
I saw you on the monitors. Your clothes. They're very nice.
City casuals. Look good at the office, no matter what kind of day you're having. Hager. Stuff you can wear.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard. By IBM, solutions for a small planet. By your Allstate agent, for home, auto, life, and business insurance, you're in good hands with Allstate. And by American Express.
That was a look at Stone Mountain, one of the landmarks here in Atlanta. Another landmark, this Falcon team, struggling right now on 3rd and 10. George with pressure, throws over the middle, and a great play defensively made by Willie Clay, who knocked the ball away off Eric Metcalf, and no flags.
Well, Eric Metcalf was calling for the flag there. He wanted it bad. He thought he came over the top. Here's Eric Metcalf right there in the slot position. He's going to run down into the end zone, and he just his route to the post. He's going right to the goal post. He turns around and breaks inside. Really is open. Great pickup on Willie Clay, 32. Great pickup. And see, that's what this Lion defense has to do when they play the zone. They have to give him the underneath and be able to close on the receiver, and that's what they did.
Morton Anderson has not missed inside the 50, 16 of 16, and make it 17 of 17, a 32-yard field goal for Morton Anderson, and the Falcons have drawn first blood. They lead the Lions 3-0 from Atlanta.
Bukhona engikuzwayo lokunkekethayo ngala. Kuyini kona lokho?
I-IBM Tetris.
Hawu. Iliqhawe lento.
Can McDonald's Chicken McNuggets make you feel like a kid again? Can they bring you closer together? Can they give you a thrill? Can they be just the break you've been waiting for? Of course they can. Can they make you see double? As a matter of fact, yes. With McDonald's 2 for 2. 2 tempting 6-piece Chicken McNuggets or 2 McChicken sandwiches for just $2. So, can they give 2 empty, unfulfilled hands something very entertaining to do? Absolutely.
Have you had your break today?
Only one has the moves of Barry Sanders. Only one has his acceleration. Only one has his control. Only one has such breathtakingly perfect balance. Seville STS with the North Star system. A great performer creates a higher standard.
What makes Kelly Bundy so hot?
There's a 4-alarm down at the orphanage, but that can wait.
Learn all her secrets on a brand new Married with Children, part of a full hour tonight.
Well, here you see the end zone view of Jeff George and what he sees. Now watch Willie Clay right there in the corner of your screen. He comes right over the top, and that's good coverage. That's good coverage. There was nothing illegal about that at all. He was making a play at the ball, and, you know, he didn't touch him before the ball got there. And that's what they need to do. Lions defense has to be strong against this run and shoot. And look at this moment right here. How about this? These guys are on the same page now, as opposed to last week when they were at each other. That's what they need. That's what they need to do also.
Morton Anderson, who just nailed his 17th field goal in a row, kicks to Vernon Turner at the goal line. And Turner dodges one tackler, dives to the 23, and that's where Detroit will try it once more. After having to punt on their first possession, there is a penalty flag down. And I think they may have picked it up, and they'll give it to Detroit 1st and 10 at their own 23. Bob McElwee is the referee today. And he's had a busy afternoon already. In just 2 series, he's thrown a couple of offsides, a safety that they picked up, and he's having a rough day today already. Scott Mitchell. 176 completions. Quick drop, pass complete to David Sloan, and Montgomery makes the tackle, but Sloan gets good yardage near the 30-yard line.
Well, David Sloan is really coming along. He's really coming along this season, and Wayne Fontes believes that this guy, he's going to be something in the future. He's a good blocker. He runs great routes. He says he has more speed than he thought he had coming out of the combines, and they're working him more and more into the offense.
2nd down and 4 at the 29. Barry Sanders has a 1st down to the 35.
One of the things that Wayne Fontes wanted to do is start winning on the road. They're 0-4 on the road this year, and he thinks that for this team to be successful, they have to win on the road. So he went and changed everything they did. Whatever they did different. They arrived at 2 o'clock instead of 5. 7 hours of free time, no meal. They had from 2 to 9 off with nothing to do. They practiced early, they left early, and hopefully it'll pay off.
He said all we were doing was eating and meeting. And that wasn't good enough, so he gave him a change of routine, and the pass to Perryman is off his fingertips, incomplete. He's been beleaguered, as he always is, but of course he's come back in the second half of just about every season and really taken his team to quite a few victories and appearances in postseason.
You know, they said he told us he even ate the airplane meal. He says he never eats the airplane food. He ate the peas, the carrots, and that whatever kind of cake they had on the side. He ate it all, he said.
And lived to tell about it, which is an amazing thing sometimes. 2nd and 10 at the 35. Draw to Sanders. He's got room. Barry Sanders to the 45. A gain of 11 on the play.
Well, one of the things that Atlanta is doing, they started off this game with 6 DBs, okay? They have 6 guys. They took out Darryl Talley, and they've also taken out Clay Matthews. They got Jesse Tuggle and the 2 DBs in here. Alton Montgomery right there. Now it opens up. There's no run support here. And here comes Barry Sanders right up the chute. See that? And the next closest guy there is 2 other DBs. Free safety Ryan McNeil has to make the play.
1st and 10 at the 46. Wide open is Herman Moore, and Moore with the completion to the 39-yard line. 15-yard gain, DJ Johnson on the stop.
Well, you know Herman Moore is going to get his. And one of the things that Herman Moore does is he likes to be covered. Now, you'd think, hey, what kind of receiver likes to be covered? He likes to know where the guy is. He wants him right on near his side so he knows where he's at. He's 6'4", and he can jump. He uses his size and his strength to get the ball.
56th catch of the season for Herman Moore, and he's got 9 touchdowns this year on 1st and 10. Lions moving the football. They trail 3-0. Again, Barry Sanders through a crease, and that's all he needs, down to about the 31-yard line. Jesse Tuggle made the stop. A pickup of 8 more for Barry Sanders. Good blocking from Doug Weidel.
Yeah, it was. It was a trap play, and Detroit runs a lot of these trap plays. Doug Weidel comes across the middle, opens it up. Now, they had 8 men up. It was like 1st and 10. They knew that Barry Sanders was going to get the ball. It's almost as if they get a completion, they're going to come back and run on 1st and 10.
7th play of the drive, 2nd down and 2 for Detroit at the Atlanta 31. Mitchell the pass again. It's picked off by Atlanta. Alton Montgomery with an open field. And Montgomery will score. 72-yard interception return for Alton Montgomery. And the Falcons stretch the lead. What a drive killer.
Well, you know, they said that Scott Mitchell, he gets a little bit erratic right there in the beginning of the game, and it was an out in the flat, and Alton Montgomery just set it up. He was throwing at David Sloan out in the flat, and he kind of tried to force it. And you'll see right into the picture, he steps right in front of the ball like he read the play all the way.
Excellent defensive play from Alton Montgomery in his 6th year from the University of Houston.
Almost got caught there by the tight end. I don't know. It's a good thing you won that battle. You would hear about it Monday morning.
I bet. Morton Anderson is on for the point after. As Detroit had moved the ball downfield and was in scoring position, but a drive killer by the Falcons. The point after is good, and just like that, with 7:52 to go in the first, the Falcons are on top, 10-0.
Introducing Membership Rewards from American Express, a rewards program that makes every dollar you spend add up to a world of choices just by using the card. For a gift, something you need, the possibilities seem endless, and all of them are free. With the Membership Rewards program, you decide where to use your rewards and what works best for you. So enroll today in Membership Rewards. Call 1-800-AXP-EARN.
Any insurance agent knows lightning can strike any day. Fortunately, your Allstate agent knows it can strike any night, too. So if it does, you can call your agent anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A claims specialist is standing by to help you right away. If your insurance can't deliver claim service day or night, in a flash, maybe you should switch. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Lower your right foot and repeat after me. I promise to be free. I promise to be different. I promise to take the other path. I promise to be unique. I promise to drive an Eldorado with a 300-horsepower North Star V8, a suspension that reads faster than Evelyn Wood, and a body that parts traffic. Eldorado with the North Star system by Cadillac.
Nothing you've ever imagined can prepare you for what's coming.
They make me do things.
Scott Bakula in a world premiere miniseries, The Invaders, begins next Sunday on Fox.
Take a look here at the replay. Here's David Sloan right there, the tight end. He's going to run a little out, but he does not fool Alton Montgomery at all. I mean, Alton Montgomery reads this play perfectly. He sees him, he tries to force, he steps right in front of it and makes a mad dash for about 70 yards. And who would have thought with all the offensive weapons out on the field that the defense would be the first to score?
That's only the 6th interception thrown this year by Mitchell for Montgomery. His first interception in 5 years. He had 2 in 1990 with Denver. In the meantime, Barry Sanders has left the football field, so we'll check on that injury and update it for you. Morton Anderson to Ron Rivers at the 5. Rivers hit and dropped at the 21-yard line by Ron George.
Well, you know, Detroit came down here and their object was to win on the road, and they changed all their strategy of doing things. They wanted to be like George on Seinfeld, you know, hope if they change everything around that good things would happen to them. Well, look at their first 2 possessions, okay? In their first 2 possessions, -1 yards, they had a punt, and then they went 37 yards and an interception. Not only an interception, but an interception for a touchdown. That's not the way they wanted to start things.
They had driven 46 yards to the Atlanta 31 before the turnover. Ron Rivers replaces Barry Sanders in the Detroit backfield. Mitchell to throw again with plenty of time. And intended for Herman Moore. Phillips covering on the play. No flag thrown. coverage by Anthony Phillips, but it looked like there might have been some contact.
Well, it sure does look like there was a little bit of contact on that play. I don't know. These officials have been flag happy. I surely would have thought that might have gotten a possible drop there. But I'll tell you what, Herman Moore, there was a classic example of what they like to do. He was covered, and Scott Mitchell throws the ball behind him, and he comes back and uses his body size and strength to get the ball. And he was all over him that time.
Mitchell now 2 of 7 for 21 yards in the interception. Second down and 10. Clay Matthews, I believe, got him from behind. That might have been Mo Gardner.
Well, Detroit plays a little bit of their own version of the run and shoot. You know, a lot of similarities between these two teams, except they have 3 wide receivers and a tight end, whereas Atlanta only has 2 wide receivers. There, Barry Sanders is back into the game, and that's what they're going to need. They're going to get to feed this guy the ball because he can break it at any time.
I wonder if that might have been just an equipment adjustment in the locker room. Sanders is back in the slot. He goes out in a pass pattern, and Mitchell finds him. Jesse Tuggle wraps him around the head, but Barry Sanders is out to the 36-yard line, a gain of 11, and that's a Detroit first down.
Well, see, that's one of the mismatches that you like to see for Detroit. That's what they try to create. Okay, here's Barry Sanders here, and he's man up right here with Jesse Tuggle. Jesse Tuggle cannot keep pace with Barry Sanders. Not many people can, but it was a bad mismatch. And you're going to see he just turns it inside, turns around, and there's the ball. And the linebacking core just doesn't have the foot speed to get there.
First down and 10 at the 36. Sanders hit hard in the middle of the line by Mel Agee. Very little gain on the play, maybe a yard. Well, they'll call it 2 now.
Well, they went back to that trap play, bringing big Doug Weidel over and trying to open up the hole there for Barry Sanders. They went to it earlier, and it worked for him. So this is a Detroit team. They have 2 big guards. The Weidel and Lutz are big guys, and they use them moving back and forth in the trap scheme because Barry Sanders likes hitting up the gut.
Second down and 8. Moore in motion. Mitchell swings it to Sanders, and Jesse Tuggle really lays the wood to him at the 41.
Well, Jesse Tuggle came back to redeem himself that time. Yeah, fool me once, shame on me, huh? I'm not sure. He just comes up there and just says, I'm going to get even now. And he waits, and he sees him out in the flat, and he picks his spot, and he really tags the guy. And there's not many people that can get a good, solid hit on Barry Sanders, and you see one right there.
Jesse Tuggle has been having a sensational year, Bill, out of a small school, Valdosta State, the southern part of Georgia. Third down and 5 at the 41. Mitchell scrambles and throws incomplete. Intended for Johnny Morton, and the Lions will have to punt.
Well, I'll tell you, there it is again. They're forced to punt, and it's not what they want to do offensively. There's Johnny Moore in the slot position, and he's going to run an in route, takes it upfield and cuts inside. They run a little switch, crossing pattern there. They just can't get the ball to him. There was nice protection. Scott Mitchell stepped up in the pocket.
Mark Royals hits it. Eric Metcalf retreats and fields at his own 11. And Metcalf, a lot like Barry Sanders, very elusive and tough to get a hold of, steps out of bounds. A 9-yard punt return off a 48-yard punt. The Falcons on top, 10-0.
He said he wants more control. Oh, boy. Told me he's looking for faster response and more security.
Then he's leaving the firm?
No. He's getting a Cadillac DeVille.
Now DeVille is better than ever because now it has the North Star system and its extraordinary combination of comfort, safety, security, and performance. Nothing else feels like DeVille from Cadillac.
I suppose you'll want a better parking space, too.
Hey, Remington. Shave this.
The newest Remington Triple Foil. The only shaver with 3 micro screens now has a 50% greater cutting rate for a close, smooth shave. The Remington Triple Foil. If you can grow it, we can shave it.
Okay, board. Who thinks Dion should play wide receiver?
Fake back. He's got Dion wide open. What a catch!
I hope Coach Schwitzer's checking this out.
Football according to Dion. Primetime NFL. Sports.
Nice pants.
Dockers, flat front khaki.
Tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central. Can Gina cut it as a housewife?
I'll be damned if I'm going to eat another chicken pie.
A brand new Martin after The Simpsons tonight.
Well, their newest mission was supposed to bring them back home to Earth, but someone doesn't want them to make the trip. And the killer could be one of their own. Space Above and Beyond returns with a brand new episode tonight at 7 p.m., 6 Central on Fox. Oh my, it's still Halloween here in the Olympic City. I'm not sure what that was. 1st and 10 from their own 19. The Falcons up 10-0. Good fake by George. And the ball tipped up into the air, and Eric Metcalf is hurt. Metcalf looks like he jammed his finger on the collision.
Well, you know, Jeff George had a lot of time to throw that ball. Good job by the offensive lineman up front, and he fired it downfield, and it was right on target. It was just a little bit high. And Eric Metcalf went up to get it. It looks like it jammed his finger.
You can see as soon as he catches the ball, Bill, that the contact is made. He grabs his hand right away, and he is hurt.
A little bit high and a little bit behind.
Jeff George has started 3 for 3, but he's missed his last 4. He'll try it again. Deep down the right side, and nearly a great catch by Burt Emanuel, but off his fingertips and incomplete.
Interesting, you know, when we talked to Jeff George and June Jones, the one thing they talked about they wanted to try to get into the game this week was deep patterns. They said, you know, we've been running a lot of underneath stuff, slants, curls, crossing patterns. We want to try to go deep. And these 2 plays, they've tried to go deep that time, and they come up nothing.
Meanwhile, Metcalf is really having his finger looked at on the sideline. That ball caught him right in the finger, Bill.
Yeah, you know, there's not too many receivers or DBs that play this game very long that don't have crooked fingers.
3rd and long. George has a man, but it's well short of the 1st down, and the Falcons will be forced to punt it away. All right, now for a McDonald's game break, let's go back to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
Hey, Steve, Isaac Bruce, the NFL's receiving yardage leader, continues his dream season. This a go pattern, a bullet pass from Chris Miller en route to his 8th touchdown of the season. Rams up 7-0. Back to the speedster himself, Steve Buckhantz.
Go that far, JB. They got the shackles on me up here. At 5'10", you can't do much anymore. Dan Straczynski, who joined this team this year along with Morton Anderson, stands at his own 10. Vernon Turner comes up to make a fair catch and then lets it bounce. And will be downed at the 40-yard line by Atlanta. 41-yard punt.
Well, Wayne Fonts, you know, he's off to a struggling slow start, but he's had this problem before. He wins after Thanksgiving all the time. You know, end of November, December, he comes on strong and makes that playoff push. And what we asked him, we said, you know, what about your late season success? And he said, well, after Thanksgiving, you know, I take all the pads off. We never practice in pads. Oh, Coach, you know, you might want to move that back to Labor Day, and then you'll have all kinds of success all season. Well, of course, the players, they probably want it on 4th of July, then they wouldn't have pads in camp.
Hey, they got to love that. 1st and 10 at their own 40. Barry Sanders, he flips back to Mitchell. Mitchell for Herman Moore, and Moore can't make the grab. Nearly a spectacular catch, but a nice defensive play by Anthony Phillips.
Well, Anthony Phillips wasn't fooled at all. You know, he came into this game, and he's a great matchup with Herman Moore because Anthony Phillips is 6'2", and they need a big guy on a big guy. And here you'll see they'll hand the ball off. They'll throw it back there to Mitchell. A little trick 'em play. Take it up top.
That ball hit Phillips in the head.
Right in the head. I'll tell you what, Herman Moore still almost came up with a catch.
It was a great play, and he didn't even know he made it.
His concentrating on covering Herman Moore. That's why.
2nd and 10. Draw to Sanders. And Barry can't do much. Back to the 40-yard line. The initial stop made by Lester Archambault, and then he was wrapped up by a couple of other Falcons.
Mo Gardner, Big Mo, was in there on the play. And, you know, the thing about Barry Sanders is he's going to get his yards, okay? He's always looking to break the big one. You know, he might go -1, or he might get a pickup of 3. And here he is today. See, -1, 6, and then 11 right there. See that? Okay? He's going to get him because he's always looking to break one big.
3rd down and 9 at the 41. Mitchell deep down the left side, and incomplete, intended for Brett Perryman, but running with him step for step was D.J. Johnson, who's got some bad hamstrings, but he didn't look like it there, Bill.
No, he didn't. And you know what? There's another case. There you go. Detroit has to punt again. They're not doing what they want to do. Scott Mitchell sees his target downfield, and he forces it, thinking, hey, 90% of the time, my 2 great receivers are going to come up. Perryman's going to come up with a catch. He doesn't there. Look at, here you go, right here. Moore's covered also. He doesn't have him to look off to. Anthony Phillips and DJ are covering these guys. DJ Johnson are all over him, and that's what they have to do to win.
And actually, the ball looked like it was behind his receiver, but he told us the other day that he does that on purpose a lot. That's a set play to throw behind his receivers. They like to come back for the ball. Metcalf lets it bounce, and it goes out at the 1-foot line, and there are a couple of penalty flags down back by the line of scrimmage. A 58-yard punt that went out of bounds at the 1-foot line, but let's see what the flags are. This is going to be against Detroit.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
Ineligible downfield on the kick, number 48 on the kicking team.
And you could see that in Wayne.
5-yard penalty. Repeat the down, 4th down.
In Wayne Fontz's face, Bill, he is just aggravated beyond belief right now. Nothing's gone right for him today.
Not a thing's gone right, and they're holding true to format in the fact that they're the most penalized team in the NFL. And they come out here today, and almost every time they're on the offense or defense, they're getting flags thrown at them.
That's the 4th penalty on Detroit. Gives them 77 on the year. Their opponents came in averaging, well, with 56 total for the season.
Yeah, Falcons were like the 5th fewest in the league.
And so, Mark Royals will try it again with Eric Metcalf deep. Just got it away. Metcalf at the 15. Great block. Metcalf with room. And taken down near midfield.
I'll tell you the amazing thing about that is that they didn't have a return set up. They didn't have a return. They didn't get the blockers back for Eric Metcalf. He did most of that on his own.
Well, watch this block, though, I believe, by D.J. Johnson coming up right here. Beautiful.
That sprung them. You know, they attacked. They almost blocked the punt. They brought the team to block the punt, and they don't bring everybody back. Eric Metcalf, like I said, anytime he touches the ball, he's a threat out in the field. And who's he look like? There he is, his dad, Terry Metcalf, longtime Cardinal and Washington Redskin. Also had a spell up in Canada, I believe, and look at him right here. See, he says, hey, stay tuned for part 2.
And part 2 has not only followed in his footsteps, but made some tracks of his own. The Metcalf family. Most productive father-son team in history. And Bert Emanuel spins away from traffic and is in Detroit territory at about the 44-yard line. Gain of 7. Corey Raymond made the stop. Jeff George has moved his team, Bill.
Well, Jeff George is the quarterback here, and Bert Emanuel used to be a quarterback at Rice, and he said that one of the keys at slot receiver position is looking at the defense and reading it and making the adjustments on your routes. So Bert Emanuel has to make the adjustment, and Jeff George has to make the same adjustment. So these guys today are on the same page. 0 rushes, 10 passes. This is the shoot. There's no run in it.
There's the first one, and it's big Ironhead Hayward who gets a couple of yards. And this guy's a tremendous story. As you know, he used to weigh over 300 pounds, 325 back in his days before he came to Atlanta. And they told him, look, if you get down to 250, we'll give you $100,000, which he did. And he also gets $10,000 for every game he starts at 250.
Yeah, and when he rushes the ball more than 20 times a game, they end up winning. They're 5-1. He lost 250 pounds, but he didn't lose it in his head. That's a bucket with a Falcon and a face mask in the front of it.
3rd and 1. George, quick pass right. He's got the first down, and it's Bert Emanuel. It was interesting. Emanuel told us the other day that because he was a quarterback, he knows that he's in his shoes. He knows what Jeff George is thinking.
Well, you know, last week, these two guys couldn't hook up when they needed to. Actually, Bert Emanuel dropped 2 touchdown passes. It should have been, and it would have put them right neck to neck with the Cowboys in the game. And here they are arguing about this thing. They're saying, hey, you know, I had the ball there. He didn't catch it. Well, June probably said, well, listen, Jeff, you know, sometimes you don't get the ball there.
Well, they told us,
but he did right then that time, and they're moving the ball down the field.
They said that they battle like that on the sidelines all the time, that in fact it's healthy, and it's something that they expect to do with each other. This time the pressure comes, and George can't get away from it. Henry Thomas in on the sack for Detroit.
Well, what you have there, again, is a coverage sack. Okay, these DBs were man up, and there was nobody to throw the ball to. The line gave them pretty good protection. Now, if you look at the run and shoot, you normally don't need much time to set up. He has a long time in the pocket. The run and shoot normally doesn't take that much time. You set up, you find somebody, and heave the ball. Robert Porcher and Henry Thomas bringing it up the middle.
Henry Thomas, the Vikings' 3rd-round pick in '87, went to the Pro Bowl in '91 and '92. A loss of 8 yards on the play. It's 2nd down and 18. And the ball is up in the air and covered by Atlanta. That was wacky. And that is the end of the first quarter as June Jones sees his team leave Detroit 10-0 here at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta.
The legendary Nürburgring. It sounds crazy, but they let anyone drive on this world-famous racetrack for just a few Deutschmarks. It was here that Porsche engineers tested our new 911 Turbo. Lap after lap of the new 400-horsepower engine, the twin turbos, the liquid all-wheel drive. What did we learn? Well, don't send a German engineer here with an ATM card.
The ringside.
Ringside?
So which one is your cousin? Who knows? I can't see a thing. Guys, we could do better. Hey! Now, which one is your cousin? That one. Hey, Carlos. Great seats.
When you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite.
Hey, Carlos. Who's that? My brother.
Life is good. Carlos.
Dad!
Great seats.
This is the future of corporate computing. No, wait. This is. Oops, sorry, scratch that. The future is definitely this. On second thought, it'll be this, we think. There are many visions of the future. Most will turn out not to be right. But we engineer our network systems in anticipation of uncertainty. So no matter which way it all goes, you can't go wrong. Digital, whatever it takes.
They had a bad snap here. See, Jeff George needs some stick-em on his hands. That's what he needs right there. Roman Fortin snapped it too high. Jeff George had to leap up to get it. It was a fumble. They fall on it, recover, and now it's going to be 3rd and real long.
3rd and about 23, and Hayward lost it as well. Roman Fortin, who went out of the game for a while, the former Lion, is back in at center and snapping again in the shotgun formation as we switch fields, switch sides. Falcons up 10-0. George has plenty of time, and wide open is Metcalf across the middle to the 30 and dropped at the 30-yard line. Boy, there was nobody on Eric Metcalf. Picked up 18 yards on the play.
Eric Metcalf was wide open. You're just going to see him right here. He's going to come down and fake this guy out, Corey Raymond, and cut inside. And the middle of the field is wide open. Ironhead Hayward, we talked about the run and shoot earlier. He gives great protection up front, helping the line out.
Not enough for the first down, but it does get him in field goal range. And another test for Morton Anderson, who has yet to miss inside the 50. This one is from 47 yards out. Good snap, good kick, and chalk up one more for Mr. Anderson. Morton Anderson has been unbelievable, and what a great acquisition he's been for the Atlanta Falcons.
did Plymouth Voyager get to be the best overall value in minivans? It all starts here. Use clever ideas, like cab-forward design, built-in loads of safety, and exclusive easy-out roller seats. Make it roomier, quieter, and offer the only driver's-side sliding door. Then make it the most affordable. Plymouth Voyager, starting at $17,500. Get a great Voyager lease price right here, right now. See your Plymouth dealer.
Enter the future. Vector Man, the most revolutionary game ever for Sega Genesis. And play to win for a chance at a $25,000 grand prize. Vector Man, resistance is futile.
The Workmate Shop Box has storage space inside and a unique clamping top on the outside, so it's an easier way to set up shop. The Workmate Shop Box from Black & Decker. It's how things get done.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by the all-new Plymouth Voyager, the next generation of the minivan. By the new Braun Flex Integro for Braun's closest shave yet. By Aflac, ensuring over 38 million people worldwide. And by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good.
I bet Vernon Turner and Ron Rivers didn't think they'd be getting this much work here in the first half of the football game. Morton Anderson kicks it deep, and this one's not coming out. Vernon Turner halfway through the end zone, and they'll start at their own 20.
Let's take a look at Morton Anderson. Do you think he knows he has this one pegged? He kicks the football, he looks at it for a brief second, turns his head and starts jogging off the field. Yeah, I got it. 17 for 17 this year. What do you expect? Got a big smile right there. Yeah. And, you know, one of the reasons they brought him in here was that because of his deep kickoffs. I mean, Norm Johnson did a good job for him last year, and they looked at the situation and they said, you know, why do we need this guy? Well, it was for the kickoffs. Right there's an example.
That's the 11th touchback for Anderson on kickoffs this year, and he's now 18 of 18. He has not missed 18 straight. And caught in the backfield is Barry Sanders. Wrapped up by Chris Dolman.
Nice inside move by Chris Dolman. He just shoots the gap. He remembers that old technique that John Tierling taught him up at Minnesota, now with the Detroit Lions. He just shoots the gap inside and falls right back into Barry Sanders' lap. Nice play by Chris Dolman.
Six-time Pro Bowler. Back in '89, he had an NFL best 21 sacks. That was the second highest single season total in NFL history. Second down and 12 on a loss of 2. Mitchell to throw. And as soon as he makes the catch, Brett Perryman is nailed by D.J. Johnson. Good play defensively. Boy, the Falcons look sharp, Bill.
The Falcons look real sharp, especially in the secondary. You know, this was a unit they had to change around 5 different times. They weren't sure who they're going to put in there. They knew it was an area of concern coming into the game. Look at D.J. Johnson here, okay? He's going to be man up on Brett Perryman. He's going to back off a little bit and give him the underneath. But he reads the quarterback so well and closes on the ball, giving him no gain. Great coverage.
Third down and 7 at the 23. Mitchell flushed, penalty flag down, and it's almost intercepted by D.J. Johnson. There's a flag thrown in the middle of the line, which normally would indicate holding. The pass intended for Brett Perryman. And another injury, and this time it's Johnson who looks like he jammed his finger.
Holding, number 67, offense. The penalty is declined, 4th down.
The problems just continue to mount for Wayne Fonts today.
Well, Dave Waddell is a guy that is going to fight you any way he can. He doesn't have all the athletic ability in the world, okay, but he's going to come in there and scrap. And he probably was outmanned that time, understaffed, so to say, personnel-wise, and he had to pull out those grips, vice grips, grab a hold of a jersey and pull him down. And he got called for it that time.
Eric Metcalf, boy, 3 punt returns over 17 yards. Royals gets off a nice spiral that turns over, and Metcalf at the 30. Dodges 1 tackler and fumbles the football. And I believe Atlanta has recovered, but let's wait and see. And the Falcons did retain possession as Metcalf was hit hard by the coverage for Detroit. And here's another look at it.
He's going to take the ball, head upfield, loses the ball right there. 2 turnovers today for Atlanta, and they've been lucky to get both of them.
The human face, difficult terrain, perfect for Braun's new 3-stage shaving system. One foil removes short hairs, an integrated cutter, longer hairs. The second foil completes the job for Braun's closest shave yet.
Welcome back to Ace Season Savings. Here comes a little something for all you do-it-yourselfers, followed by a traditional holiday favorite. And some handy gift ideas. Ace Season Savings. March in today.
To play for a team in the Neon Coupe with a zippy 2-liter 16-valve engine. Ride-tuned suspension. A 5-speed tranny and 132 wild ponies. It's a pretty hot little number. Plymouth Neon Coupe, just $99.95. Get a great neon lease price right here, right now. Pop into your Plymouth dealer today.
Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, and Gary Oldman in a world broadcast premiere. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Tuesday, parental discretion advised.
Well, there you see D.J. Johnson on the sidelines. He stowed his finger, so to say. Take a look at it there. The trainers are taking a look at it. And like I said, you're going to play D-back in this business. You're going to stow a couple fingers.
It's Atlanta trainer Ron Medlin looking at him on first down. And the word from the sideline is a dislocated pinky on his right hand, but he will try to come back. Which always amazed me how you guys came back from stuff. That's nothing but a toothache for you, right?
There's a lot of things that you can't come back from, but pinky, I mean, even the terminology, pinky, you kind of don't even want to say that, you know? I hurt my pinky. Who do you tell that to?
You know, you're in the broadcast business now, Bill. Pinky dislocated, you're out for a week at least. 2nd and 7 at the 38. Falcons leading 13-0 in the second half. Steve Buckhantz with Bill Moss from Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Shovel pass up to the Ironhead, and he gets a full head of steam. You better look out into Lion territory at about the 48.
Well, you knew it was just a matter of time before they were going to get their screen and draw game going, and there's a little shovel pass to Craig Hayward, and you know, they need to get him the ball. You're going to see him right here. He's going to come up. They're going to kind of fake a handoff. Then he comes up to the line of scrimmage. You see him just flips the ball over to him. There he is.
And good blocking out in front of him.
And see, the idea is to suck the defensive lineman upfield. You know, they know Detroit has an attacking front. Get him deep, and then flip the ball to Hayward in the middle.
Roman Fortin leading the way. A gain of 14. It's 1st and 10. Haywood again, and there's a penalty flag down. Chris Spielman making the stop, but there is a flag down on the play.
Chris Spielman's out there playing with a torn pec.
An illegal block has been called on the play. Georgia's 7 of 12 for 64 yards. And they talked about the fact that they like to use the run a little bit more often. They're just starting to now, but they've had so much success passing.
No foul on the play. No foul on the play.
That they haven't had to run the football.
Spielman's been, since week 1, he tore his pec. And he's been battling this thing every week. And, you know, I've seen him playing on film. And this guy, he hasn't lost anything. I mean, he's still out there, I mean, having tackles like crazy. Has 7 tackles, 7 years of 100-yard tackles plus.
Well, he's led them, as you saw, in 7 years in a row and leads the team with 84 total tackles this year. 2nd and 8 at the Lion 47. Screen pass to Metcalf and covered well by London, and a loss of yardage back to the 45. And right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to JB in our Hollywood studio.
Hey, Steve, our hometown Skins are struggling against Kansas City. Bono, 19-yard bullet to Willie Davis. That capped a 61-yard drive. Chiefs on top 14-0 in the second. Let's take it back to Atlanta. Steve Buckhantz.
JB, could be a tough day for Norv Turner and company in Kansas City, and right now, tough day for Wayne Fonts and the Lions as they trail the Falcons 13-0 here in the second quarter of play from Georgia Dome. Loss of 8 on the previous play. It's 3rd and 16, Atlanta. George from the shotgun. And that's one of those wacky plays where there's a new rule in the league now, Bill, where if the defensive lineman fools the offensive lineman into moving, they call it on the defense. Let's see who they call this one on. Dave Richards and Antonio London, the guilty parties.
Well, Wayne Fonts, you're probably going to see a scowl on his face here in a minute.
He's not looking too happy.
I believe it's going to go against the Lions.
Neutral zone infraction.
That's exactly what the
Number
call
55 defense. 5 yards, third down.
Exactly what that's a weird rule, but it's one of those rules they've instituted, and they're calling it.
You're going to see Antonio London right here. He's going to take the step into the neutral zone and trying to draw Dave Richards into a motion. But I think he just got fooled by the hard count.
Yep. And then Richards moved, but they
moved,
call it on London.
Sure.
Lions with 5 penalties, 3 of them offsides. Third down and 11. George with plenty of time, wings it over the middle, complete. And inside the 40, Terrence Mathis. Mathis, who has just caught his 34th catch of the year, a gain of 12.
You know, Terrence Mathis last year had over 111 receptions. That's 4th all-time in the NFL. He did this silently. No one really made big news about the thing. Sterling Sharp catches 108 one year, and the whole world knows about it. He's down here in Atlanta and had 111, and he just keeps rolling along. He's had some sore knees. It's been bothering him all year, but hey, doesn't seem to be hampering him today, Steve.
In his second season in Atlanta, was an unrestricted free agent with the Jets. Signed by Atlanta in '94. Swing pass to Bert Emanuel with blockers. And Emanuel races to the 25-yard line before Spielman brings him down, a gain of 13.
Well-designed play. They flood the strong side with 3 wide receivers. They bring trips to the one side. And Jeff George sits up there and acts like he's going to throw to him. Turns around and throws the ball out to Bert Emanuel. See that? And all the coverage is on the other side of the field where the 3 wide receivers are. They got all their linemen down there in front of them, blocking for him. Roman Fortin and Big Dave Richards. Nice pickup.
25-year-old Bert Emanuel had a birthday on the 27th of last month. Just turned 25. Another shovel pass to Hayward, and Hayward with blockers to the 10. And rolling over people to the 6-yard line. Ironhead Hayward, a gain of 18 yards. It's 1st and goal, Atlanta.
Well, there's prime example, if you saw that one, why they call him the Ironhead. He put the big dead head down and just rolled. Jeff George dropped back like he's going to pass, and there it is. Shovel pass again. They had success before. Why not come back to it? And here he is barreling downfield, and bam! Lowers that head right into Benny Blades. Benny Blades doesn't like getting that deep. He says, I don't like when Ironhead gets a full head of steam. It hurts me.
That's why he likes playing linebacker for that reason. He can't get up a full head of steam. Dave Richards with a good block there. 1st and goal at the 7. Play fake. Touchdown, Eric Metcalf.
Well, you pound and you pound. You have 2 big plays out of Ironhead Hayward. You know, it's put him a bunch of yards. They fake the ball up the gut to him. A lot of people close on the inside, and here comes Eric Metcalf out of the slot in an open middle of the field. They brought the linebackers in on the play action and left the middle of the field open. Eric Metcalf found him, and Jeff George found him.
Rock and roll parts 1 and 2 so far for Atlanta today as they're on top 19-0 with a point after coming. And the Falcons will go for 2. Leading 19-0. J.J. Burden split to the far side, trips left. George will run, and he will not make it. Good play defensively by Big Luther Ellis to stop him short of the goal line, and the 2-point conversion fails. We take another look at the TD.
George is going to fake the handoff to Hayward, and the linebackers come up. You see Spielman there, and they find Eric Metcalf open in the middle.
4th TD catch of the year for Metcalf.
With tons of interior space, comfortably contoured seating, and a great stereo, the Plymouth Neon sedan is a huge kick for cruising. While the Plymouth Neon Espresso Coupe's 132 horsepower engine and fully independent suspension make it a real kick in the passing lane. Plymouth Neon Coupe or sedan. It's never middle of the road. Now $99.95 for starters, $12.7 nicely equipped.
Get a great neon lease price right here, right now. Don't pass it up. See your Plymouth dealer today.
Making ideas a reality. It's how you ended up with your own business in the first place. And it's why Hewlett-Packard has introduced the fast, reliable, affordable HP LaserJet 5L and the colorful HP DeskJet 850 series with a real-life imaging system. Dependable, professional Hewlett-Packard printers. Printers that work almost as hard as you do. HP printers. Just what you had in mind.
We're very fortunate to have such a wonderful family.
After his operation, his body was like twice the normal size. He was on this respirator for 3 weeks. It was kind of lonely around here.
I got Affleck through our company. The owner of the company felt that we should have it. It turned out fabulous.
Aflac covers the unexpected costs of getting better so you can get on with life.
Everything worked out wonderful.
Here's the end zone shot of the last touchdown. Jeff George under center. He's going to take the handoff, fake it. See Spielman's come up, linebacker come up. He puts the ball right on the money to Eric Metcalf. Beautiful pass by Jeff George.
That's the 61st catch of the year by Eric Metcalf and the 4th touchdown receiving. We asked him the other day if he liked being in the wide receiver, the slot position, as opposed to running back where he was with Cleveland. He said, to tell you the truth, not really, because when I am in a running back spot, I know where I'm going to get the ball. When I'm receiving, I don't know when I'm going to get it. Vernon Turner. And Turner cut down at the 23, and penalty flags flying from everywhere.
It looks like you're going to have a hold on the kick return.
It's Flag Day in Atlanta, and we didn't even know it.
And it's all on Detroit. More problems they don't need.
It is against the Lions.
Illegal block in the back, number 15 of the receiving team during the return. Half the distance to the goal line, first down. Timeout.
And Eric Metcalf, with that touchdown reception, has just set the Falcons club record with touchdowns in 5 consecutive games. The Falcons dominating here early, 19-0.
Wendy's presents Hot Player of the Week.
Win, 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 win. Nothing left but win.
Detroit Lions wide receiver Herman Moore took his credo to heart last week against the division rival Packers. Moore scorched the Green Bay defense for over 140 yards and 3 touchdowns, leading the Lions to an impressive win.
Mitchell drops the throw, fires over the middle, Moore at the 5, takes a touchdown!
Herman Moore's sizzling performance made him the Hot Player of the Week.
I'd like to present this to the man who's done so much for Big Eaters, Mr. Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
3 years ago, I had a dream to make Wendy's Big Bacon Classic Cheeseburger to satisfy the biggest eater. With a quarter-pound of fresh beef, cheese, bacon, not 2 strips, 3 strips, plus a pile of Biggie fries and a nice 20-ounce drink. And when I thought it was too big, I said, now it's perfect.
Wendy's Big Bacon Classic Combo, the official meal of the Big Eaters Club.
So let's eat.
How did Plymouth Voyager get to be the best overall value in minivans? It all starts here. Use clever ideas like cab-forward design, build-in loads of safety, and exclusive easy-out roller seats. Make it roomier, quieter, and offer the only driver's side sliding door. Then make it the most affordable. Plymouth Voyager, starting at $17,500. Get a great Voyager lease price right here, right now. See your Plymouth dealer.
Mulder and Scully track a killer who has no boundaries, no body, and no mercy. All new X-Files, Friday at 9, 8 Central.
Falcons dominating early with 6:59 to go second quarter. They lead at 19-0, and starting back in their own territory again are the Lions. The second time a penalty on a kickoff has forced them to start inside their own 10. This time, wide open is the big receiver, Herman Moore, and he's got a first down to the 21, a gain of 12 on the play. Well, time for our Aflac trivia question. Who is the Lions' all-time winningest coach? Think about that one. Have the answer coming up momentarily. And one of the first positive plays for Detroit today. First down by Herman Moore and a gain of 12. Sanders, and dragged down from behind by Chris Dolman. Dolman, in his 11th year out of Pittsburgh, makes a tremendous play.
Dolman sure came to play today, didn't he? He's right on top of that play. He shoots inside and he pulls Barry Sanders down. Look at Detroit Lions. Look at their first 5 possessions. Look where they're starting from. Their own 5, their own 23, own 22. Can't kill yourself.
Mitchell to throw again. He's got Perriman, and he's cut down at the 30. In the meantime, guess what?
Another holding call. You want to pull him back.
Penalty flag. D.J. Johnson providing coverage, so he's back in with
He's going to be on David Lutz.
Pinky, and let's see what the call is from Mr. McElwee. Wayne Fonts has to be semi-exasperated at this point.
Well, we were talking about
illegally downfield on a forward pass. Number 71 of the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down, second down.
Zephyrus Moss, the guilty party.
We were talking about field position. We were talking about the field position of where they start. And when you go on the road, they're 0-4 and they want to win on the road. Well, when you go on the road, you can't beat yourself. You can't have all these penalties. You can't turn the ball over for touchdowns. And you can't go out there and play like the Detroit Lions are playing right now.
And you talked about field position. Detroit's been starting on the average at their own 19. The Falcons have started on average at their own 42. A 23-yard difference. And Perriman hit as soon as he catches the ball by Johnson. Nice play in the coverage, but it's out to the 23.
Well, you know, it looks like Scott Mitchell's starting to get a little bit of a rhythm here. His last 3 passes were completions, although they've been called back. You're going to see, look at the cushion D.J. Johnson gives him. Look at the distance between these 2 guys, okay? He backs off. He's going to give Perriman the underneath. But as soon as he sees that ball thrown, he's closing. Really holding these guys because Perriman and Moore are great run guys after the catch, and they're holding them down today.
3rd and 7. The Lions are just 1 of 5 on 3rd down. Mitchell wings it. Incomplete. Morton turned in. The pass went out, and the Lions will have to punt. Clay Matthews put some pressure on him, Bill.
Yeah, Scott Mitchell, I mean, these guys are coming after Scott Mitchell. They're coming right up the inside. You see Chris Dolman? He's coming right up the gut. They want to get in his face, and I think that's the idea. Scott Mitchell may have to set up maybe outside the tackles because the outside the tackles is open.
39-year-old Clay Matthews can still put the wood to you. Outside, and once again, the Falcons will start with excellent field position on a 22-yard punt return, a 50-yard punt. Tom Beer made the stop. Well, when they were growing up on the streets of New York, they used to break the law. Now they are the law. The hippest cops on television, working the toughest beat in the nation. New York Undercover, Thursday at 9, 8 Central, right here on Fox. Jeff George operates 1st and 10 from his own 46 and a 19-0 Atlanta lead. Blitz gets it away. And close to a 1st down.
Okay, Detroit right now, they're going to have some problems, okay? They're saying we've got to find a way to stop them. They're forced to blitz. They're trying anything they can to break up Atlanta's rhythm. And they're subjecting themselves.
And boy, give a lot of credit to Jeff George, who really did an excellent job to get that pass away with a blitz coming and nailed it right on the money to Terrence Mathis.
Well, that's when those 2 guys have to be on the same page. They read it, they saw blitz, he became the hot receiver, Jeff George found him. These guys are on together. There you saw John Tierlink, and he's not on. He's not, anything he's going to be on, he's going to be on these defensive linemen.
And by the nose of the football, it's an Atlanta 1st down, as they once again cross over into Lion territory. Jeff George, 14 of 19, 124 yards and the touchdown. He's completed 10 in a row, Bill.
This Atlanta Falcons offense really looks like they have their game in sync. I mean, their timing is down perfect, the communication, the reads. Jeff George is finding his guy, and they're on the same page, and that's really important.
And not only on offense, but defense and special teams as well. They really have looked good so far today. To Metcalf. He's dropped at the 39-yard line by Ryan McNeil, but another completion. 11 in a row for George. And what a great athlete Eric Metcalf is. He can do everything. He's already caught 5 catches today, 1 for a touchdown. He's got 5 punt returns for 79 yards.
Well, look at him right here. He's going to go up in the air for the ball. Jeff George threw it high, and he got up and went up and got it. And this guy, he does whatever it takes to get his hands on the ball. And once he has his hands on the ball, that's when he's really dangerous.
2nd down and 5 at the 39. George with all kinds of time and has a man over the middle. Bert Emanuel inside the 20 and another Atlanta first down. Boy, Jeff George is just doing it all right now.
Well, he can't do it alone. He's getting a lot of help from the big guys up front. I'll tell you, Roman Fortin, look at Dave Richards, all these guys here. Look at them. Roman Fortin, Dave Richards, Mark Zandowski, Robbie Tobick. Has all day. He steps up in the pocket. Jeff George is a guy. He's not going to scramble to run. He's going to scramble to throw. He wants to scramble, find an opening, and find a receiver that breaks an opening. And there he is, Bert Emanuel.
I will say this, Robbie Tobick should get 2 points for a takedown. He threw somebody to the mat. Big iron head, full head of steam, the 10, the 5, dragging tacklers to the 3-yard line. Ironhead Hayward with Robert Massey making the stop. It's 1st and goal, Atlanta on a gain of 15.
I'll tell you what, there was nothing fancy about that at all. There was no draw, there was no shovel pass, there was no screen. That was a handoff to Ironhead Hayward, and the offensive line opened a hole for him, and he just put his head down, and he just balled straight ahead. And Detroit Lions are in trouble defensively right now.
And we are at the 2-minute warning. 1st and goal at the 3 for Atlanta. They lead it 19-0.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
Sergeyevna on the top.
On the top?
On the top.
Bond is back.
I enjoy a spirited ride as much as the next girl. Who's that?
The next girl.
And things are starting to heat up.
One rises to meet a challenge.
United Artists brings you
No more foreplay.
GoldenEye, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, November 17th.
No one can save you now.
Hey, bet we could.
Fools, we will defeat you and take your Miller Lite. Not if we choose the weapon. Paper football, very clever. You kick off.
It's good. We are saved.
When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. You are worthy opponents. Let us celebrate. I know a good sports bar around the corner. Life is good.
Now, you can save 25% off regular prices on some of Goodyear's most popular passenger performance and light truck tires. Everyday low prices start at only $19.99. Believe it. Just turn up at any participating Goodyear retailer. But hurry, this sale ends soon.
Okay, board. Who thinks Dion should play wide receiver?
Fake back, he's got Dion wide open, winning catch!
I hope Coach Schwitzer's checking this out.
Football according to Dion. Primetime NFL. Sports.
Well, here's the end zone shot of that last run by Ironhead Hayward right here. Now watch Chris Spielman down here. He's going to try to come over the top, but can't get there. Mike Zandowski cuts him off and leaves a big hole for Ironhead. He turns it up inside. Look at him. Watch him. He's going to lower his head. There he goes. Bang. Always going forward.
The big bull from Pittsburgh came into the game with 129 yards. Meantime, Jeff George on fire. He's hit 13 in a row, and that ties the Atlanta Falcon Club record.
This Atlanta Falcons team is really playing with a lot of confidence. You know, they're tied in the NFC West with San Francisco and with St. Louis. So they're in first place, and they're playing like a team that says, hey, we know we have to keep pace with these guys. San Francisco has Carolina, and of course St. Louis has New Orleans. So there's 2 wins, and they're looking to keep one here, too.
1st and goal from the 3. Hayward up the middle. Touchdown, Atlanta. Ironhead Hayward with his 3rd touchdown of the year, and the Falcons have blown it open, leading 25-0.
Well, any questions about the red zone have been answered now. I'll tell you, they are having their way down inside the red zone. They can run, they can pass, they find it all.
And so the Falcons will once again try for the two-point conversion. They failed on their previous attempt when Jeff George tried to run it up the middle. Let's see what he does this time. This time he looks to pass and has Terrence Mathis for the two-point conversion. Chalk up a couple more, and the Falcons now lead it 27-0. And Jeff George is looking like a superstar here today.
I'm really impressed by this Atlanta team and the way they're playing. They're having their way with it. I mean, it's just showing even on the two-point conversion. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the touchdown here. Here's Hayward again. He's going to have a handoff and come right up the middle. And look at the hole. Look at the defensive lineman here, defensive lineman there. That's going to be easy to block these guys out. They're playing pass. They're having problems. They're expecting them to pass, and there's a big opening. Robert Forche tries to get down inside, but hey, he's trying to cross a big, massive body, and then when Hayward enters the picture, it's tough to stop him.
It doesn't hurt to have 260 pounds.
There he is, right there,
coming at you.
Whew. The Iron Edge.
And on the two-point conversion, it was a piece of cake, as once again,
George Mathis outside.
Jeff George can't miss. Look at that, right on the money, and he's throwing off his back foot. Now, the total offense is just so lopsided, it's not even funny as Jeff George celebrates. Atlanta has 174 yards of total offense in the first half, and the Lions just 78. Morton Anderson. Vernon Turner, 2 yards deep. Wrapped up by Elbert Shelley at about the 17-yard line.
Take a look at Atlanta's scoring drive down here. 3 for 3 inside the red zone today. Big Hayward with a 3-yard touchdown run, 5 plays, 54 yards. I mean, they're having their way. They're able to do whatever they want with the Detroit Lions defense, Steve. Detroit Lions defense isn't playing in sync. They're not together.
And it's a team. Look at these guys. They're talking. They're happy. Even June Jones came over a minute ago. There's no squabbles between he and Jeff George today. Mitchell's got some serious catching up to do, and this time he's got a man. Herman Moore in Atlanta territory to the 46-yard line. Big Herman Moore with Kevin Ross making the stop, but that's the biggest play of the game for Detroit, a gain of 35.
Well, if you're going to get back in the game, that's what you're going to have to do. It looks like Herman Moore's a little hurt. He's holding that right knee.
1st and 10. Mitchell again. Again, he's got a man. Aubrey Matthews the completion, and it's out near another first down. Anthony Phillips made the stop. Let's see if we can check out Herman Moore's injury. In the meantime, Detroit is lining up quickly. 2nd down and 1. Mitchell with time. Throws it away. Penalty flag is down. Somebody may have gotten caught for holding on the defense.
Offside. Defense number 57 is lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
There you see Clay Matthews there, and you know sometimes when you're in a 2-minute drill, you're worried about getting back there and being able to rush the quarterback, and you're lining up on the tackle. And sometimes you don't always see the ball because you're in such a hurry.
Coming up at half, the Dockers halftime scores and highlights. Plenty of highlights in this game. So far, they've all been for Atlanta, but Detroit has something going, trailing 27-0. Mitchell with time. Has a man wide open, Johnny Morton. Touchdown, Detroit. 32-yard score, and the Lions are on the board.
We know Scott Mitchell in the last couple series has been completing his passes, but they've all been called back for penalties or bad mishaps. And now in that 2-minute drill, he marches down the field. 3 nice passes, I mean, to his receivers, and they took it right down the field. Maybe they should be in 2-minute offense all the time.
Yeah, use that hurry-up offense the rest of the way.
Really seemed to put Atlanta unsure of themselves defensively.
Yeah, put them back on their heels. Jason Hansen is in for the point after. He has not missed this year, 20 of 20. High snap. but a good job to get it down, and Hansen's point after is good. And so, with 45 seconds to go in the first half, Wayne Fonts finally has his team on the board, and a very impressive drive by Scott Mitchell.
Well, Scott Mitchell finds Johnny Morton streaking down the inside on a post pattern, and the middle of the field it's open, deep. I don't understand that, especially when you're in a 2-minute drill. How come you don't have a prevent in there? You should never let anybody get deeper than you. You know what they're trying to do. They're trying to put it in the end zone. It's no secret. When you at the end of the half, the end of the game, especially when you're down this much, they're going for the end zone.
He beat Roger Harper, and Fonts finally with a reason to applaud his Lions this afternoon. 81-yard drive in just 3 plays and 1 minute and 10 seconds. The 32-yard TD pass to Johnny Morton.
What was nice about that drive, it only took them 1 minute and 10 seconds to do it. And they're going to need a few more of those drives if they want to get back in this thing.
Well, Detroit had more yards on that drive than they had the entire game before that possession.
Only 3 plays it took him. You see that right there? 3 plays, 81 yards, 1 minute 10. They're going to need a lot more of those.
Jason Hansen to kick it off. The 15 to 20. And Jamal Anderson dropped at about the 25-yard line. Well, we had our Aflac trivia question, the winningest coach of the Detroit Lions. Let you take another peek at it. All-time winningest coach, and the answer is that man and George Wilson. So a victory today gives Fonts the all-time winningest margin for Detroit coaches with 56, but he's a ways away right now, trailing 27-7.
I think that's the furthest thing from his mind right now.
Really?
He's taking that record. He's looking at his team struggle defensively. And he's got to find a way at halftime to stop it.
39 seconds left in the half. George steps up out of trouble. Deep down the field and incomplete. Just over the outstretched arms of J.J. Burden. It's amazing how far he can throw the ball with just a little flick of his wrist.
Well, if you watch this guy, he has the strongest arm. Here you go right there. There's J.J. Burden. He's going to be taking it deep, and I'm talking deep. And Jeff George finds him. And it's just a little flick of his wrist, like you were saying, Steve, and his arm strength is incredible. I mean, normally you see quarterbacks with this big wind-up motion, okay? Jeff George is just going to step up in the pocket. Zing! See that?
That is amazing. 60-yard pass in the air. Out of the shotgun, George again. This time he goes short to Metcalf, who makes the catch and goes out of bounds to stop the clock with 28 seconds.
They use Eric Metcalf so many different ways. You know, they'll bring him across the field. They'll take him up the field. You saw before he had like a pit kind of with J.J. Burden to free him up. Then they use him on the out on the sidelines, managing the clock.
6th catch of the day for Eric Metcalf. 3rd down and 3. High snap to George Fields nicely and gets out of trouble and has a man over the middle. In Detroit territory, the completion made to J.J. Burden. 19-yard gain, and now Atlanta will take a timeout. They're thinking about trying to score again here.
Jeff George, I mean, he has a feel for this offense and today's game. I mean, he's letting his lineman block for him, and he's just sitting back there and waiting to find not only the ball right there, but find his open receiver. He sits there, looks, he steps up, he does whatever he has to take. Now, Detroit, on the other hand, their problem is they installed this attack-aggressive defense up front. Well, their linemen aren't getting there. Jeff George has too long to find his receivers. And on the secondary side of it, those guys aren't covering well enough to give the line time to get there. So they have a discrepancy in their defense. They're trying to do something that they don't really have the talent to do right now.
Well, you see his stats on the day. Came into the game with 178 completions. 10 touchdowns, 7 INTs. There's Herb Patera.
He's Detroit's defensive coordinator, and, you know, he really has to be sitting there thinking, geez, what do I have to do? I'm putting these guys in positions to get things done, and just not getting it done.
He told us yesterday he doesn't like to give them too much to think about. Just let them line up and play. George spins one way and throws the other to Bert Emanuel. And And the former Rice quarterback runs out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Mike Zandowski with a nice block for Atlanta. That's a gain of 12, and the clock stopped with 14 seconds to go in the half.
Well, if you remember, we saw that play before, and it worked just as well. Well, if one's nice, let's try it twice, right? Well, watch. Jeff George goes down. He looks to the right of the side where there's three receivers, turns completely around, and here's Bert Emanuel with his big lineman downfield in front of him. And it worked for him again. Nice pickup.
Second-round draft pick in '94. Second year with the Falcons. Bert Emanuel. There's Zandowski. First and 10. George with time. Again over the middle. Wide open is Terrence Mathis, and it wisely goes down so that his quarterback can call timeout. One timeout remaining for Atlanta. A gain of 13 on the play.
Boy, Jeff George just really looks like he's comfortable in this offense. He looks like he has total control of everything that's going on out there. There's 7 seconds left, and he's just running his offense just like he was getting out of bed in the morning. I mean, it's nothing to him. He puts his feet on the floor, and he goes about his business.
Well, there are 7 seconds left on the clock, and Mr. Anderson has showed up again. Morton Anderson, 18 of 18. He has not missed inside the 50 this year. He's 2 of 3 over 50. This will be from 42 yards out. Kick is away, and this time he hooked it. He hooked it just a little bit, but there is a penalty flag down, so hang on. I think it's against Atlanta, which, of course, Detroit would decline. Anderson just hooked that one a little bit, Bill, and sent it wide right.
That's too bad. He had a perfect streak.
Holding,
he sure
number
did.
92.
And so the penalty will be declined, and June Jones will take his team into the locker room. There is 1 second remaining on the clock, but that does snap the streak for Anderson at 18 and his first miss inside the 50 this year.
Holding, number 92 on the kicking team. That penalty is declined. First down.
Penalty charge to Lester Archambault as June Jones ponders. Now, what does he tell them at halftime with a big lead?
Right here, you're going to see Lester Archambault out here on the wing, I believe. He's right in here, and he's going to be the one that gets called for the holding call. See, he get his hand around the guy, across his helmet, pulling him back. You can't do that. You can't have your arm extended and hook the guy when you're playing the wing position on the field goal.
Yeah,
an extra point.
Had Ryan McNeil around the head. So what does June Jones say to the team with a big lead at this point? Do what you've been doing?
Yeah, their execution has been perfect, and he's going to stress to the fact, let's keep on doing the same things we're doing. Let's take what they're giving us.
Mitchell will take a knee, and that will end the first quarter of play from Georgia Dome in Atlanta. And I'll tell you what, you know, this place seats 71,000 people, Bill, and it's not full. This town, of course, is still World Series crazy after the Braves won last week. And they just haven't caught on to the pro football yet, even with a record of 5-3. And as well as this team has played today, they'd almost rather go to see the University of Georgia or Georgia Tech play than they would come to watch the Falcons.
You know, I think that has to do with the problems the Falcons have had over the last 30 years. You know, they've been associated for the last 30 years with a team that really can't get it done. But what June Jones has brought here is the mentality and the discipline to keep working these guys and working them into winners. And this team is playing like they believe they can go ahead and win the NFC West. I think, you know, they have another shot at San Francisco. They got knocked off early by them in the season, and they have another shot at them. And they think that they can beat them with San Francisco's injuries. Look at Scott Mitchell today. I mean, 0 sacks, 4 hurries, knocked down, batted passes. I mean, they're on him. He doesn't have the time to make these things happen. Now, when he has completed the ball, they've been called back for penalties. So, you know, it's a situation where, well, we can get this thing going, and he gets in a sink, but something else, another wheel falls off.
He had the one drive that was successful, but other than that, it's been a nightmare for Scott Mitchell and the Lions. They trail the Falcons 27-7 at half.
Their very personalities define Fox. hate my shorts.
That's rough.
And now they're all together on one great night of television.
They tell me I look like Denzel Washington.
Bart, Martin, and Bundy. They're the most dangerous men on TV.
Loser gets to use the bathroom last.
Stinky second?
And all in the same outrageous lineup.
How do I know this isn't some beautiful dream? Ow!
The Simpsons, Martin, and Married with Children. The Wild Bunch is on Fox Sunday night tonight.
Prepare yourself for The Invaders. A 4-hour miniseries begins next Sunday.
When the going gets tough, the tough get a GMC 4x4. Check out the exciting 4x4 Jimmy. Push-button 4-wheel drive is so easy. Full-size Sierra 4x4s are built to handle back roads and big loads. Hook up with a Sonoma Sport pickup and go where the fun is. Plus, all-wheel drive Safari vans provide lots of room and lots of full power. When the going gets tough, get a GMC 4x4 at your West Michigan GMC truck dealers.
With an explosion of programming choices coming, how will your family find programs that are appropriate? At Ameritech, we're working on a remarkable interactive video system that will help you choose what's appropriate.
This is okay.
So your kids won't have to. Because we believe that if technology doesn't work for people, it doesn't work. Ameritech, your link to better communication.
Dear Midas, one morning, I noticed my car was pulling, so I took it to a tire store for an alignment. And after 3 separate attempts, they couldn't get it right. I went to Midas for help. Your manager...
Hi, I'm Paul Meyer.
...and his staff spent all the time necessary to identify and correct the alignment. Paul said...
We don't want you to leave until you're extremely happy.
Which I am. Sincerely, Anthony Nista.
Watch Big Ten football on Fox 17.
Dockers Halftime is brought to you by Dockers Khakis, proud makers of nice pants.
All right, and welcome back to the Dockers Halftime along with Terry Bradshaw. I'm James Brown. Let's get you caught up on action around the league. Washington struggling against Marty Schottenheimer's team.
7-1 are those Chiefs, tied with the Cowboys for the best record. 4th down to go. Who do you give it to? Marcus Allen. Touchdown. KC up by 7. Back comes Bono. Look, Spires, quick post. In between one guy and around another guy, Davis, there it is, 14-0. Fights all over the place, 17-3 as they lead Washington in this game, 0 for 6 on 3rd down conversion.
Marcus Allen, the ageless one. Mike Holmgren trying to go for the first sweep of the Vikings since '88.
Well, here's a good start. Edgar Bennett, touchdown run, 13 yards, coming off 121 yards rushing last week. Tops of his career. Moon back, fires Jordan Andrew, that is. Touchdown. Vikings coming back, hoping to sweep these Packers. There, Favre, look, right ankle. Turned on Aaron Taylor, steps on his ankle. Favre goes down. He has been taken to the locker room. Report is will be x-rayed. We'll have a report for you in the second half. I hope it's not that bad, JB.
And if he can't go, the backup, of course, is...
Ty Detmer, who let him down, completed his 4th down and 2nd-yard pass, set up the Packers in field goal, and they did get it, and they lead 16-10.
Terry, this guy's in deep trouble.
Big trouble, 3-5 Lions. Here's why. Whoa, interception. Alton Montgomery, go get a big guy. 72 yards, don't let that rookie catch. He did not all the way. Atlanta absolutely stomping all over the Lions. There comes George back. Aaron Metcalf out of the backfield. Jeff George with the big first half, along with Metcalf. 27-7, Falcons over the Lions.
All right, Isaac Bruce on a record-setting pace, helping the Rams right now, who trail by 3 to the Saints. Oakland with Hostetler back at the helm, leading the Bengals by 14 at the half. Houston looking for its
Baltimore Browns.
Baltimore Browns.
Baltimore Browns. Art Modell, the owner of the Browns, did not show up for this game. First time in 35 years.
And look at the Pats. 13-0 over the Jets, that at the half. And when we come back, Terry, I know you are great in the kitchen. Guess what? We're going to show the folks some choice cuts when we come back.
If you're looking for a show with non-stop action and mind-blowing special effects, the winner by a knockout is Space Above and Beyond. Tonight, fly with the men and women of the 58.
Let's go.
And take off on an adventure you'd only expect to see on the big screen. from the producers of The X-Files.
Loki, 3 o'clock.
Space Above and Beyond. A brand new episode tonight at 7, 6 Central.
So in this equation, what is the slope of the curve?
At -2.3, the slope is 9.
Correct.
That's his 10th completion in a row.
Man, he's got skill.
He knows what he's doing.
Got some talent.
Here we go, here.
Hey, this kid never fumbles. Just check this out.
Put it together, man. Put it all together. That's a smooth move. Look at that.
50 players from the National Football League have recently proven themselves big fans of education.
Man, is he fast.
Together with NFL charities, these players have given a $1 million gift to the College Fund.
Check it out.
Their strong show of leadership sends a message to young people that education is essential, that brains need developing as well as bodies. Thanks to their support, deserving kids will have the chance to achieve greatness.
Oh, he's unstoppable.
These NFL players agree. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Join them and support the College Fund.
And welcome to Dockers Halftime. You know, we're just beyond the halfway point of the season, and we're only 2 games shy of the all-time NFL record of 19 overtime games. Close and good. This week, we offer you our animated voice versions of Choice Cut.
Yes, today on the menu, we're serving up a steaming hot potato. And there you go. Look, isn't that? Put some butter on it there. Oh, not too much butter, you lose it. Oh, you lost it. Now, oh, he's got it. Put some salt, baby.
But the question remains, can a man run 97 yards and beat other men?
Okay, watch this one. Boink, boink. There we go. Oh, look at that. He's running a straight line. You got your 40, your 30, your 20. Don't forget to wave to mama. Oh, come on. There it is.
Hey, this little piggy get dropped. Oh, and he picks it up. Oh, thunder, thunder, thunder. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, this little piggy goes to market. Hey, better watch it. Better watch it. Oh, no. Whoop.
Excuse me, sir. What do you do for a living?
Well, it's like I put up my hands and then this big ugly brown thing comes out. Ooh, ouch. That kind of, excuse me. Anyway, yeah, I just catch this big brown thing. Sometimes I go nuts, though, in my head, see? Yeah, and then I eat rice and kind of break records and stuff. We'll catch this, Pilgrim, the Motown Sandman making dreams come true. And nobody doesn't like Parmalee.
Who said dolphins couldn't fly? My name's Emmett. Nobody touches me. I said nobody touches me. Get that way, you silly. Don't touch me.
Well, that Bates is just an animal. Look at him go, and he wears deodorant. I think.
All right, I guess I can only say exit, stage left. More halftime after this.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Honey, I've invited my mother for Thanksgiving.
You can spend Thanksgiving with in-laws, or you can road trip at first class in an after-5 limo to the Pontiac Silverdome in the splendor of the Fox Box. Dine on fresh carved turkey. Witness classic confrontation between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. To enter, be one of the first 5 callers to correctly answer Lions trivia during this Sunday's game on Fox 17. Get dinner for 2 at Damon's, Foxworth, and a shot at the Fox Box on Thanksgiving Day. Watch Fox 17 this Sunday.
The object in the mirror is the mid-size Dodge Dakota Club Cab. It comes with a Magnum V6, but order the available Magnum V8 and you get more power, more payload, and more towing than a comparable Ford Ranger or Chevy S10, plus more room inside. With all this, it might appear that a Dakota Club Cab would be way beyond your reach. But with up to $2,500 in package value discounts, it's actually a lot closer than it appears. Dodge Dakota Club Cab, from America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Not long ago, a certain basketball star tried to play baseball. Things might have worked out better if he'd gotten his equipment from MC Sports.
That's right. MC Sports has all the name brands you need at guaranteed low prices that even us old retired guys can afford.
So whatever your sport, see our friends at MC Sports.
The one sports store you'll ever need.
Hey, how do you dribble this thing?
I don't know. Try bouncing it off the pointy part.
Once again, experts are predicting an easy winner.
For Jeep Cherokee Sport owners anyway, its 190 horsepower engine, 4-wheel drive, and anti-lock brakes turn even the harshest conditions into a day at the beach. And now get no charge air and over $1,300 in option package values. Jeep Cherokee Sport, the perfect way to turn a wild winter into a mild winter.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Halftime at Georgia Dome in Atlanta, where the Falcons, with pretty much total domination over the Detroit Lions, leading 27-7 as we get set to start the third quarter of play. Steve Buckhantz with Bill Moss from the Georgia State Capitol. And Bill, the offense for Atlanta was well documented in the first half, pretty much dominated. But the Falcons' total deal on defense was to stop Barry Sanders. That's what they did in the first half.
Well, they've taken Barry out of the equation, and he has 26 yards rushing, and that's really taking him out of the equation and making him pass the ball. But also the score. You know, they're in a situation where Scott Mitchell has to throw the ball. They've got to catch up in a hurry, so you're not going to see too much Barry Sanders.
Lions with a big win last week over Green Bay, but it's not happening here today in Atlanta. And again, their troubles on the road have been well documented. 0-4, having troubles away from home, and even in the Dome, as you look at the first half statistics.
Well, they match up pretty close right there all the way across, except for time of possession. Time possession is in the Falcons' favor. Now, one stat that didn't show was the turnovers and penalties, and I think that's a big key to the problems here for Detroit.
They had 163 yards of offense, but 81 of those yards were on the last-minute drive. In the meantime, Jeff George has just been spectacular as we start third quarter action. And the kick going through the end zone, and Atlanta will start with really their worst field position of the day. First and 10 from their own 20.
Yeah, they're going to take it at the 20, but the way this offense has been running, Steve, I don't expect them to stay there too long. They seem to be able to do whatever they'd like with the Detroit defense. Run, pass, screens.
Seems like the only thing, Bill, that might have slowed them down or slowed their momentum was halftime. So it'll be interesting to see if they can pick it back up again here in the third quarter.
Well, you take a look at Georgia's numbers today. I mean, 20-26, that's pretty good. 206 yards in the first half.
And so from his own 20-yard line, Jeff George, who has been pinpoint with Mathis in motion. Short pass left, complete to J.J. Burden. Burden uses a block and gets hammered at the 30, but he'll have an Atlanta first down, a gain of 11, and another great run after the catch, and good blocking up front.
Well, you look here at the runs after the catch for the Atlanta Falcons right there, okay? These guys are hitting the underneath route. Burden, Mathis, Metcalf. They catch it at 36, and then what they're gaining over here after the catch. Look, 6, 17, 35, 32. That's the key to the whole thing. How much yards they gain after they get the catch. No, Detroit's not being able to do that.
That's right.
Atlanta's secondary is playing tough on them.
Something they have been able to do this year with Herman Moore and Brett Perryman. Both good runners after the catch. Draw to Ironhead. Bounces off the line and picks up good yardage near the 39-yard line. He gains 7 on the play. It'll be second down and 3.
Well, Ironhead, I mean, they named this guy perfect, didn't they?
They
I mean,
did.
He's been in a lot of different offenses, but one thing remains the same about Ironhead is his running style. He is going to pound the ball at you.
But look how thin he looks, Bill, and we saw him at practice up at Falcon Complex in Sewanee, Georgia. He's almost svelte.
I played against the guy when he was up in Chicago, and I was in Green Bay, and he's dropped 100 pounds, or darn close to it.
Really looks good, and he dropped 100 and picked up 100,000 in incentives. George with time tips another completion to Metcalf. Penalty flag is down in the Atlanta backfield. It's a gain of 7 yards for a first down. Corey Raymond defending, but let's see what the flag is all about.
Hands to the face. Number 70, offense.
Bob
That's a 10-yard penalty. Second down.
In his 4th year out of Stanford, a first-round draft pick in '92, and he is charged with the illegality, and that'll take it back 10.
Look at that hat here. And this is something he might wear if he was going up into Detroit. See this thing? He might wear that if he was going to Detroit. It might be cold. He can wear it out in the streets, but we're down here in nice Atlanta. It's nice weather inside the dome.
It's nice inside. It's a little nipply outside, though, isn't it? little brisk, about 40, 45 degrees here in Atlanta last couple of days with the wind howling, but nice and warm inside. Draw to Ironhead, and he pulls his way up to about the 32-yard line, back near the original line of scrimmage as Atlanta just runs that clock down. Henry Thomas made the stop.
I'll tell you, Atlanta is now playing games with Detroit's defense, okay? Their first 4 plays, one's been a pass, then the next one's a draw, then a pass, and then a draw. So they're really, like, playing games with their defensive line and their linebackers. Like, what are these guys going to do? I don't know what they're going to do. And it's causing problems for them.
3rd down and 9. The Falcons 4 of 7 on 3rd down so far this afternoon. High snap. George knocks it down again and completes it over the middle to Burton, and that should be an Atlanta first down or very close to it. Boy, Jeff George has just been unbelievable. That's twice he's had to knock down a high snap off a shotgun. And not only does he do that, but he has the presence of mind to just throw the pass right on the money.
So far, the only problem I've seen with this Atlanta offense is out of their shotgun on their snap.
Roman Fortin.
That's it. Roman Fortin 3 or 4 times now. He's had problems on a deep snap out of the shotgun set. But Jeff George has been able to bring the ball down. And he has so much confidence back there. You're going to see it right here. It's up high. He pulls the ball down. He grabs it with one hand, sets up, and heaves it.
Right on the money. Right on the money.
Is he in the zone, Steve? I think you might say he's in the zone
I
right
would
now.
say, I don't think he's missed yet. I mean, his passes have been pretty much right on the money, except for that 60-yarder in the first half that he overthrew. But he's 22 of 28.
Well, Roman Fortin, when you have Henry Thomas lined up over top of you, and you know what he can bring, your mind is on taking care of him first. And sometimes when he's snapping the ball there, he's just getting a little too high.
It is a first down at the Falcon 41. That snaps on the money. George with plenty of time throws, and it's complete on the far side of the field to Terrence Mathis, who nearly didn't see the football. He turned around at just the last moment, made a heck of a catch, picked up 11 yards until Corey Raymond rode him out of bounds. And there is a penalty flag down.
Nice protection here up front. And Jeff George has the time, and he steps up in the pocket where he has it. Look at see Roman Fortin, he ducked to give the guy time. And Terrence Mathis turned the guy around.
And that again, that passed right on the money, and he just turned around in time. There is a penalty, and it is against Detroit.
Well, Corey Raymond had good coverage on him, but what Terrence Mathis did was when he got to the outside by the sidelines, he made Corey Raymond turn his body with his back towards the ball, and he never saw the ball coming. Terrence Mathis made a nice catch.
Wayne Fonts may be looking for Rod Serling on the sideline. I mean, he's got to think he's in a twilight zone. 8th penalty on Detroit today. Meantime, George has completed 20 of his last 21 passes. Here comes the blitz. He gets it to Eric Metcalf. Metcalf, first down at the 20 and out of bounds. Well, they can't do anything wrong today. They had the right call on the blitz.
Well, they can see the blitz coming. Jeff George can see the blitz coming. And he knows exactly what they're trying to do. And he sits back there and see how deep he gets? He's buying himself time. He carried out the draw because all their defenders were up there with him. And there was no one in the middle of the field where Eric Metcalf was.
Eric Metcalf gains 14 yards down to the 19.
Here it is right there. Look at all the guys. Look at all the guys from Detroit all around him right there. He had 6 guys back there with him, and the middle of the field was open.
Draw to Metcalf. Slips and slides down to about the 16-yard line before Chris Spielman brought him down.
Well, now we see Eric Metcalf lined up in the backfield now, Steve.
Where he really prefers to be because he knows when he's going to get the football. You mentioned his dad, Terry. Of course, Terry was with the Redskins when Eric was growing up. Went to high school at O'Connell High School in Arlington, Virginia. Used to go home after practice, watch films of his father, then go out into the yard and practice his moves. This time he bounces off one tackler and cannot get away from the defensive pressure pressure applied by Tracy Scroggins.
Well, the defense of Detroit really came after him that time because I think they know when number 21 is in the backfield, he's going to get the ball. And he's not back there very often, and when he does get back there, they're going to feed this guy the ball because he can make things happen. So they come flying upfield to play the run, and they were expecting it that time.
He came into the game with only 101 yards rushing. That's a loss of 10, making it 3rd down and 17 for Atlanta. As you see, they have the lead 27-7. And now there is a timeout on the field taken by the Falcons. 9 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter of play, and Atlanta on top, 27-7.
I've got gigabytes, I've got megabytes. I'm voicemailed, I'm emailed. I surf the net, I'm on the web. I am Cyberman. So how come I feel so out of touch? Are you free? Are you really free?
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
I'd have to say Larry's my best friend. The guy is a maniac for sports. He loves to play football. That's his sport, and he's the boss.
And he'll never, ever leave a game early.
What is this, the Arctic Bowl?
He's rolling out the tarp with him. Larry!
But all my life, Larry's always done me big favors.
Mike, Diane, Mike.
Hi.
Very big favors.
Yes.
Cheers, buddy.
When you're with a friend as good as Larry, shouldn't you have a Heineken?
Sai, ho finito la mia tesi di laurea.
Bravo, nonno.
Ho fatto tutte le mie ricerche, già dalle Indiana University. Sì. La biblioteca della facoltà. L'IBM la digitalizzava. Così con internet avrò accesso alla musica quando vuoi. Sì, sono proprio bei tempi questi.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers wanted. By U.S. Air, the airline with nearly 5,000 flights a day. By McDonald's, the official restaurant of the National Football League. And by the U.S. Army. Learn how to get an edge on life. Be all you can be.
Well, that was part of the Stone Mountain Park, the Scarlett O'Hara, Bill Moss's private riverboat.
Frankly, Steve, I don't give a damn.
George to pass. Pressure. This time he loses it. Looked like an incomplete pass, but they say a fumble. Corey Raymond nailed him, and the ball came loose. Johnson with the recovery. Be interesting to see the replay. I thought his arm was coming forward.
We're going to see him get here. He has some pressure in the pocket. They bring a blitz at him. They know they have to do something. They're down inside the scoring area. And you see Benny Blades come flying in there, and he didn't move his arm forward, and the ball came out. So we're going to see right here from the end zone, okay? He's going to take the snap. He's going to come up back here, and you're not going to see his hand move forward when he gets hit. Here comes Benny Blades, okay? Watch Benny come. Gets his hand on him, and he gets hit.
A rare lost fumble by the Atlanta Falcons, and it gives Detroit an opportunity to take possession. 1st and 10, their own 27. Barry Sanders, and trapped in the backfield for a loss of yardage. Mo Gardner there defensively for Atlanta, number 67. Kevin Ross also in on the stop.
Here's Big Mo Gardner right there. Okay, for some reason, Atlanta Falcons are really cued in on what they're doing. He fights through a double team, spins out, and there he is. Shoots a gap and finds Kevin Ross is back there, too, and he falls right into the lap of Big Mo. And they have Barry's number on the ground today.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Mitchell has Sanders over the middle, and he's still on his feet and cuts it up over the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to JV in our Hollywood studio.
Hey, Buck, the Vikes coming back. First drive of the second half. Moon finds Chris Carter. Vikings take a 1-point lead in the 3rd, and we showed you Brett Favre, who sprained his ankle in the first half. He's back in a contest. back to Atlanta. Steve Buckhantz and Bill Moss.
All right, JB, you take a look at Jeff George on the sideline, and Detroit operating 3rd down and 4 at their own 33 as the crowd comes to life. Blitz on Mitchell. Throws it downfield and throws it away. He was pursued and hit by Alton Montgomery, the guy who picked off the pass for the touchdown early, and Detroit will have to punt it away.
Well, you know, they were in man coverage here, and they knew it was a blitz. And in order to run the blitz, you have to have man coverage, and that's exactly what they do here. Now, here comes Alton Montgomery from the right side, from right up the middle of your screen. He's chasing right after Scott Mitchell. See him there? Scott Mitchell is forced to throw the ball, and there's been great coverage on the guys.
Royals the punt. It is a beauty. Long spiral. Metcalf at the 18. And manages to get past one guy, but good play defensively on a 49-yard punt and an 11-yard return. Ron Rivers making the stop. Atlanta will get it back.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
From this day forward, you will be the most important part of the toughest, strongest, smartest army in the world. You will be a soldier. Where else can you be all this and earn this? $30,000 for college.
All that you can be.
Can McDonald's Chicken McNuggets make you feel like a kid again? Can they bring you closer together? Can they give you a thrill? Can they be just the break you've been waiting for? Of course they can. Can they make you see double? As a matter of fact, yes. With McDonald's 2 for $2. 2 tempting 6-piece Chicken McNuggets or 2 McChicken sandwiches for just $2. So, can they give 2 empty, unfulfilled hands something very entertaining to do? Absolutely.
Have you had your break today?
When they were small, we had a little sports car.
And then they got bigger, so we had to get a 4-door.
So we leased a new Volkswagen Jetta, $219 a month. Nice, huh? German-engineered front-wheel drive Jetta comes with rack and pinion steering, daytime running lights, dual airbags. It's a great driving car.
It's got a big back seat.
And a huge trunk.
Weimaraner's come from Germany.
Maybe that's why they like driving so much.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, and Gary Oldman in a world broadcast premiere. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Tuesday, parental discretion advised.
Well, here's the last turnover by Jeff George when Corey Raymond came on a blitz and hits him and causes a fumble. Detroit got the ball back, but they need to do something with the ball. They didn't do anything with the ball. When you get a turnover, you've got to be able to go put points on the board.
Part of the reason is Barry Sanders' production, or lack thereof. 23 yards rushing, 23 yards receiving. George has a man complete and up near the first down. It's Terrence Mathis. I believe he has the first gain of 11.
That looked like a game of backyard catch. I mean, it just looked like he ran down and turned around and threw the ball to him. It's like as if there's not even a defense out there.
And he's gotten everybody involved, too. Bill Mathis and Burden and Metcalf and Bert Emanuel. He's using everybody in that red gun offense.
Well, when you're having as much success as Jeff is having today, you can spread the wealth.
First and 10, their own 40. Ironhead Hayward breaks one tackle. Penalty flag is down. Robert Porcher had him, but couldn't finish him off. However, the flag is going to go against Atlanta.
Looks like a holding call on Robbie Tobeck right there. I think he drugged.
Holding, number 61, offense. 10 yards, first down.
He just drugged Robert Porcher down to the ground. Robert Porcher looked like he was in position to make the play, but he just pulled him straight down to the ground.
That's why he couldn't make the tackle. Robbie Tobeck, second year with the Falcons out of Washington State. Signed him as a free agent out of college. As you look at Robert Porcher.
You know, talking to Herb Patera and Wayne, they said they really needed Robert Porcher to be more productive in this system to help out Henry Thomas and Tracy Scroggins.
On first and 20, Hayward with a big hole. Emanuel a block, and Ironhead is into Lion territory. Bert Emanuel took one of the hardest hits I've seen in a long while. He got in somebody's way, but he paid the price.
Well, I think it was Benny Blades. I mean, Bert Emanuel tried to get in somebody's way. He put an effort out there to block for him. They ran a trap play. Watch right here, 61. He trapped. Here comes Dave Richards down. And here's Hayward right up the chute. Now, there's Bert Emanuel right there. And Benny Blades just levels him on the way to the ball. I'm not sure if it was a great effort on a block or what you would call that.
I'm not laughing at him. It just was caught him by so surprised.
You see it again from the end zone. I mean, Hayward, there was a big hole there. And there he was getting leveled right left side corner of your screen. And here's Hayward.
And they're still
crunching downfield.
Looking at bodies on the field. A gain of 31 yards on the play. And the Falcons are in business once again.
Okay, new rules. Individuals are no longer more important than the team.
You want a piece of that championship? Put it in here. Nobody can do it alone, but together we can do it.
Sports magazines include more team photos. More game balls go to linemen. Home runs start getting more press than holdouts. We pat someone on the butt when they fail and celebrate like madmen when they succeed. Starter, it's about team.
Honey, where's the remote?
Just use the remote locator, dear.
With Magnavox, you just push a button, and the exclusive remote locator beeps, telling you where it is. At Magnavox, we make technology people want.
Thanks, hon.
Smart. Very smart.
I just moved into the city, right? And I need a really flexible car. So I leased a Volkswagen Golf. $199 a month. It's great. I sell cappuccino machines. Sometimes I need to move big things. Sometimes I have to move little things, but I always have to move. It's got dual airbags, daytime running lights, and everything fits into it. And it fits into everything. Hey! I have got to cut back on the caffeine. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Ironhead Hayward shaken up on the play. He's got 57 yards on the ground, and on the other side of the field is Barry Sanders and a very quiet Detroit Lion bench. Sanders has amassed just 23 yards rushing today.
Look at the faces there. Did you see the faces?
Yeah, not happy.
A lot of gloom.
I'm surprised Hayward took the shot. It was Emanuel who looked like he got flattened, but he's fine. First and 10 at the Detroit 39. Emanuel gets the catch. Blockers, streaks down the right side to the 10. And out of bounds at about the 1, maybe the 2-yard line.
Well, there's that play again that we were talking about. That's the third time they went to it. They create trips to one side of the field. Jeff George steps back and takes a look. See the 3 wide receivers right here and 1 over here. Now look at all the DBs. They've got to cover these guys, okay? Now Jeff George drums back. He looks down there and then turns around, and here's Bert Emanuel with no one here. And here comes the cavalry to lead the way.
Yeah, good blocking. They all pulled Zandowski and just wedged a line right down there. It's goal to go for Atlanta. Ironhead to the goal line. Touchdown, Falcons. 2-yard touchdown run for Craig Hayward. And Atlanta continues the domination at the Georgia Dome.
Well, we've seen that whole series before, Steve. Everything. It was identical. That play to Bert Emanuel down the field. And then when they get down close to the goal line, here comes Hayward right up the middle. Takes a handoff and just plugs it right on in. Great job by the offensive line guys up front, huh? Did you see Robbie Kopech on that? Push his man down?
They've been blocking all day. Morton Anderson. His point after is true. And with 4 minutes, 59 seconds to go in quarter number 3, it's Atlanta 34 and Detroit 7.
Saab gives you 4. BMW gives you 4.
Volvo gives you 4. But Volkswagen gives you a 10-year limited powertrain warranty, which means you'll still be covered when he's old enough to drive it. Scary, isn't it? On the road of life, there are passengers, and there are drivers.
These days, trying to get on top of your financial situation is getting tougher and tougher. What you need is someone with experience and know-how. MetLife can help you get a grip on things and help you make sense of it all. Get Met. It pays.
In this day and age, the old camcorder with its tunnel vision is, shall we say, history. Now look at the world with a sharp view cam. The big bright color view screen frees you to see all the action, and the pivoting lens gets shots the old camcorders can't. There's even instant replay with color and sound. So it's out with the old cam, in with Sharp View Cam. Now, get up to a $200 rebate when you buy a Sharp View Cam.
What makes Kelly Bundy so hot? There's a 4-alarm down at the orphanage, but that can wait.
Learn all her secrets on a brand new Married with Children, part of a full hour tonight.
There's the strategist in this game, Jeff George, and to his left is Ricky Sanders on the Gatorade bucket, who the Falcons just signed. He's not playing today. And Chris Spielman, who by all rights should probably be in a hospital right now. He's got that pec injury.
Well, the way things are going, he's going to wish he was and not out here today.
Ron Rivers lets it bounce and now picks it up. And has pretty good yardage to the outside. Ron Rivers with an excellent kickoff return to the 31-yard line. 36-yard kickoff return for Ron Rivers, and the Lions will start 1st and 10.
More than denim in every pair of Levi's jeans.
The human face, difficult terrain, perfect for Braun's new 3-stage shaving system. One foil removes short hairs, an integrated cutter, longer hairs. The second foil completes the job for Braun's closest shave yet.
True perfectionists never cut corners. However, they will, on occasion, have to sand them. Introducing the VersaPack cordless detail sander from Black & Decker. It's how things get done.
It's a blast from the past. All your favorite arcade games like Asteroid, Centipede, Defender, and Galaga. So polish up your old moves. You'll need them to survive the arcade classics. Now available in 2-in-1 game packs for Game Boy and Super Game Boy, baby.
Tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central. Can Gina cut it as a housewife?
I'll be damned if I'm going to eat another chicken pie.
A brand new Martin after The Simpsons tonight.
Well, if you've only heard the legend, then you've only heard half the story. This Tuesday, Fox presents the world broadcast premiere of a Francis Ford Coppola film, Bram Stoker's Dracula, starring Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, and Gary Oldman on the Fox Tuesday night movie. They're still dressed like Dracula here in Atlanta. And celebrating big lead by the Falcons as Scott Mitchell goes to work and hits Herman Moore, who is up near the first down marker. Anthony Phillips took him out. And now for a Fox update, we go back to Hollywood and JB.
Hey, Buck, Minnesota on a roll right now. Quick slam pattern. Moon to Reed. Touchdown. Vikings on top by 8. That in the third. Take you back to Steve Buckhantz and Bill Moss.
All right, JB, thank you. Here the Falcons are dominating the Lions 34-7. Detroit has to get something going. This is a Lion team that has scored, coming into this game, 187 points. That's the 5th most in the NFL, and 21 offensive touchdowns. Only 4 teams have done more, but it's not happening today, Bill.
You know, it's a bad time for this to come to Detroit also. You know, Steve, they've been in every ball game they've played this year. They lost 2 real close ones, one overtime to Washington and one to the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, they've been in the ball games. This was the first blowout, so to say, that they've been involved in, and it's coming at a bad time for them.
Averaging 115 yards rushing per game, but today just 26 on the ground. 2nd and 1. Barry Sanders has a first down and more into Atlanta territory, and still on his feet, tackled at the 35-yard line by D.J. Johnson. A 24-yard scamper for Barry Sanders, and the Lions have come to life.
Well, that's the thing Barry Sanders can do for you. Just when you're saying, you know, you're holding him down, he's going to get his. No matter what game you play in, he's going to get some yardage. He's going to find a seam and make it happen. Barry Sanders can take it by control.
Good blocking from Kevin Glover. Again, the hurry up, the swing pass to Sanders, but he drops it. The ball hit the AstroTurf, and Bob McElwee whistles the play dead, incomplete.
You can see who they're trying to get the ball to. They want to get it to Barry Sanders via air or by land, Steve.
That's right.
I mean, they know he's a guy that can turn this thing around and put him in a situation to get back into the ball game.
Lions had that big win last week over Green Bay. They've beaten San Francisco, Cleveland, and the Packers, all in Detroit.
All good teams.
That's right. Lost to Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Arizona, Green Bay at Green Bay, and of course the Redskins at RFK in overtime a couple of weeks ago. On 2nd and 10, Mitchell is going down. Big Jumpy Geathers has him, and when Jumpy has you, it's tough to get away. Jumpy Geathers, who many people think, Bill, and you played when he played, one of the strongest men in football.
You're going to take a big look at Jumpy right here, okay? He's going to come right over Doug Weidel and close the pocket down on Scott Mitchell. See that? What a nice swim move. You've got to beat him that quick at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd and 17, Mitchell completes it. Johnny Morton, nice move, and Morton spins away for a Detroit first down. Big play and a heck of a move by Johnny Morton, a gain of 18.
Well, you know, in Scott Mitchell's defense, he has been putting the ball where it's supposed to be. He's getting a lot of pressure from the Atlanta Falcons defense, and he's hanging in there, and he is making completions.
Quickly up to the line of scrimmage, Mitchell looks into the end zone. Herman Moore. Nice play defensively in the corner of the end zone by Anthony Phillips, who's matched up against Herman Moore, and Phillips at 6'2", and Moore at 6'3" or 4. It's tough to defend him, but he was right there.
I'll tell you what, Anthony Phillips has done a great job all day. Here he is right here, and on Herman Moore, he's going to take him. He stays right with them. And the matchup in here is they wanted him there because of his size, and you can see where it comes into play right there, where he jumps up and gets a hand on the ball. Herman Moore has had the nice ability of being matched up with smaller guys all season.
Pass was actually a little underthrown. Mitchell again, this time to the left side, and he's got Brett Perriman, who's tackled immediately shy of the first down, a gain of 7. Again, D.J. Johnson on the coverage.
Well, Perryman and Moore are two guys that, you know, once they catch the ball, a lot of their success has come yards after catch. Well, today the Atlanta Falcons defense is taking it away from them. They're giving them the underneath balls to catch, and then they're closing on them quick. So when they see the quarterback make that motion to throw to them, they're closing. D.J. Johnson, Anthony Phillips, 2 great jobs on the corners today for Atlanta.
And Brett Perriman is just 1 reception away from moving into 5th place past Leonard Thompson on the Detroit Lions all-time career list. Came into the game with 274 catches. He's currently 6th all-time, and he'll move to 5th with 1 more grab.
Looks like Lomas Brown is injured on the last play.
Shaken up and is on the sidelines. It's 3rd down and 2 Detroit at the Atlanta 16. Mitchell wanted Perriman to go in motion, and he wasn't sure about it, so Scott Mitchell takes a timeout with 2:26 to play in the 3rd.
Well, you see Mitchell there. He says, it's not your fault, it's mine. He points to his chest. It's not your fault, it's mine. they had a guy in motion, Johnny Morton up top, and then Scott Mitchell was signaling to Perryman to motion, and you can't have two guys in motion, of course, and so he had to take the timeout.
Big week of football coming up for you next week here on Fox. The Falcons will be in Buffalo in the early game. The Niners at Dallas, the late game. Check your local listings for the game in your area. The doubleheader contest, San Francisco at Dallas, Minnesota at Arizona next Sunday here on Fox.
You know, Steve, it's getting to that time of year, too. It's November. It's the first week in November, and you start looking at the playoffs. They're coming. Teams are looking towards down the road, the end of the stretch. What's going to happen?
Well, you know his past. In '93, the Lions were 6-2 after 8 games. They won 3 of their last 4 to take the NFC Central at 10-6. After 8 games last year, they were 4-4 before winning 5 of their last 7 to make the playoffs as a wild card team at 9-7. 3rd down and 2. Mitchell over the middle, touchdown Detroit. Brett Perriman, and with that catch, Perriman moves into 5th place on the Lions' all-time career receiving list. That good for 16 yards and a score.
Well, I said that Scott Mitchell's been throwing a nice ball all day. He's been finding his guys and throwing a good ball, and there was a classic case of it right there. Scott Mitchell sets up real nice in the pocket, has the time, and there's Brett Perriman on the crossing route right in the end zone. Beautiful throw, right on the money. They're going to need a few more of those.
Finally, a reason to celebrate in this game for Scott Mitchell. It was a pretty long afternoon for him. He's shown some flashes of production, but not enough to catch up right now. They're going to go for 2. 34-13 is the score. Here comes pressure. The pass incomplete. Intended for Johnny Morton over his head. D.J. Johnson was back there with him, so the 2-point conversion attempt fails. And with 2:21 to go in the 3rd quarter, Wayne Fontz's team now trailing 34-13.
They brought a lot of pressure up the middle on that 2-point conversion. But let's take a look at the end zone shot of the touchdown. You're going to have creating trips over here to the right of your screen. And here, coming right over there, you're going to see him. See him? There he is, Brett Perriman, post route there, right in the middle of through the defense. Found an opening through the DBs there, and there was actually some good coverage on the field. But found a crease through those guys. He was able to get open. It was a nice ball thrown by Scott Mitchell.
Beat Roger Harper, an 8-play drive, 69 yards. Took them 2 minutes and 38 seconds, so they didn't waste much time. Well, this week in the Detroit News, Mike O'Hara, talking about the Lions' big win over Green Bay, wrote, quote, "Maybe it's Halloween coming and they impersonated contenders for a week. And maybe they're ready to make a run. They better make a strong run in the 4th quarter or the Falcons are going to run away with it." But a good drive by Detroit and their 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Long, deep kickoff, fielded in the end zone. And Roel Preston brings it out to the 20, where Atlanta will go 1st and 10.
Well, you take a look at the game summary. That kind of tells a story there. As 1st downs for Atlanta and Detroit and what they're doing in the red zone. Hayward's rushes. Atlanta's really having success moving the ball any way they want. And, you know, it was interesting that when I knew I was going to do the game this week and I started looking at these guys, I wanted to talk to some people that played Detroit. So I got on the phone and I talked with Brett Favre, who played him last week and lost to him. But he told me this. He said, Jeff George, when he sees Detroit's secondary, is going to have a field day. And it sure has held true.
1st and 10, Atlanta on their own 20. George again, complete to Eric Metcalf, And he's got another first down for the Birds. A gain of 12 as you look at the standings in the National Football Conference West.
Well, here's Atlanta at 5-3 in a three-way tie with St. Louis and San Francisco. And they're playing like a team that is in first place. I mean, they really got some confidence. And when you're in a situation where you know the 49ers, Super Bowl champion 49ers, I might add, are banged up and nicked up, and you're all of a sudden saying, hey, we're in this picture and we can make a move. Well, this group is really coming together and showing that they want to make that push down the stretch.
Falcons have beaten Carolina, New Orleans, the Jets, the Patriots, and Tampa Bay. They've lost to the Niners, Rams, and Cowboys. Draw play. Anderson. He's near a first down. Jamal Anderson in his second year with the team, a 7th-round draft pick in '94 out of Utah, and a gain of 11.
You know, there's Jamal Anderson, and he's in. He's giving Craig Hayward a rest, and they're pretty much the same kind of power running guys. You know, they're going to come in and bang at you, and that's what they want in a one-back set. And I guess they call him Fat, and he's a back, and then they got an Iron Head, and, you know, they got Jumpy on the other side of the ball, and then they're coached by Mouse, and I think it's all kind of goofy, to tell you the truth.
These teams certainly know a lot about each other. Coaches, players, have played in both cities. Handoff to Anderson again up the middle. This time Spielman has him, along with Robert Porcher. Well, this game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Atlanta Falcons and the National Football League is prohibited.
Well, you take a look at the Detroit Lions, okay, and you see them over on their sidelines, and you see some of their key players, and you know the question in their mind is they're going to be questioning everything. They got a long plane ride home, and they're going to sit there and be saying, scrutinizing every little aspect of it.
And that is the end of the third quarter of play here at Georgia Dome with a score. Atlanta 34, Detroit 13. Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local station.
Prepare yourself for The Invaders. A 4-hour miniseries begins next Sunday.
There are a lot of compelling reasons for buying a Dodge Ram. A potent line of Magnum engines, the most available towing of any pickup, payload capacity of up to 2.5 tons. But perhaps the weightiest argument is this. Dodge Ram has higher resale than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. The rules have indeed changed.
Dear car owners, there's a different way to get your car repaired, the Midas way. It's properly diagnosing the problem so the work is done right the first time. It's fixing only what needs to be fixed. It's giving you our exclusive inspection and thoroughly explaining your repair options. It's honoring your Midas warranty without giving you a hassle.
It's proving that a car repair company can be honest and trustworthy.
That's the Midas way, the way it should be.
Hey, Lions fans, Ray Bentley here, and I'm at Damon's watching the NFL on Fox 17. Be one of the first 5 callers to correctly answer today's Lions trivia, and we'll register you to win our grand prize, 4 Fox Box tickets to the Lions Thanksgiving Day game with limousine service provided by After 5 Limousine. In what year did the Lions play their first Thanksgiving Day home game? Be one of the first 5 callers now at 770-8100 with the correct answer, and you could be enjoying Thanksgiving dinner in the Fox Box.
Well, there's the score by quarters. Atlanta with 10 points in the first, 17 big points in the second, and the touchdown in the third as we get set to start play in the fourth and final quarter, or what appears to be the final quarter of play here in Atlanta. Jeff George has hit 11 passes in a row, 24 of his last 25. They were getting set to play this game, but a bunch of folks were still on the football field. Second down and 8 for Atlanta at their own 45. George steps up and misfires. Intended for J.J. Burden, incomplete. And right now for a McDonald's game break, let's go back to J.B. in our Hollywood studio.
I know exactly what you mean, Buck. Take a look at Brett Favre. Not a good performance since that injury. That's his second pick he's thrown. He's 3 of 10 for 19 yards, 2 picks. he's out of the game. Let's take you back to baked buckheads.
That was a game bake, JB. I don't know if you're sure there's a difference between a break and a bake. A bake is when you play in Southern California. That was supposed to be a break. 3rd down and 8. If there's such a thing as a big defensive play, here it is. And it was almost made on the field by Tracy Scroggins, who nearly came up with a pick. He's down. I don't think he's hurt, but I think he's just mad at himself because the ball went through his legs.
Well, you know what I found interesting in those last 2 series? Detroit is finally saying, well, look, doesn't matter what we're doing back there defensively, we're getting beat. So we're going to man up on them. Everybody take a man, and you cover the guy, and we'll let it go from there. And actually, that series, they played pretty well.
So Dan Straczynski is in to punt. It's only the 2nd punt of the day for Atlanta, which tells you a little bit about the way this game has been going for the Birds. Barely gets it away. Vernon Turner lets it bounce, and it winds up being a heck of a kick. 14:43 to go in the 4th, a 40-yard punt.
Ford introduces the all-new Taurus. For those who see life as a journey and want to enjoy the ride. Its speed-sensitive steering and responsive new suspension help you take new roads with confidence. While the powerful new 24-valve Duratec engine can go up to 100,000 miles between recommended tune-ups, which means you can go as far as your dreams. The all-new Ford Taurus.
Making the dream come true.
Tending your land, getting your hands back in the soil, working with the sun on your back. Could anything be more rewarding? Yeah, paying someone else to do it for you. Like Ned, Joe, and Tom. That's what Visa Gold's for, with enough purchase power to turn your yard green. And what could be more relaxing than mowing it yourself? Paying Al. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
This is the future of corporate computing. No, wait. This is. Oops, sorry, scratch that. The future is definitely this. On second thought, it'll be this, we think. There are many visions of the future. Most will turn out not to be right. But we engineer our network systems in anticipation of uncertainty. So no matter which way it all goes, you can't go wrong. Digital, whatever it takes.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the all-new Ford Taurus, a look you've never seen from a name you know well. By Digital Personal Computers. By Sony Maximum Television. Hear and see everything you pay for. And by the NASDAQ stock market, the stock market for the next 100 years.
Home, of course, to the 1996 Olympic Games next summer here in Atlanta, and a brief shot of the state capitol moments ago. First down and 10 on the 15, Detroit. And guys flying all over the field. Chris Dolman jumped the gun. Let's see if he was drawn offsides.
I don't think there was any
Number
draw in
56,
that.
defense, unabated to the quarterback.
He's looking for a
5
sack,
yards, first down.
Well, when you're in the 4th quarter and you're up by 20-some points, hey, he knows what his job is, and he's looking for a career sack number 103. Okay? Chris Dolman knows he likes to get those sacks. He likes to tell you about them.
Back in '92 with the Vikings, he had 14 and a half quarterback sacks, was named NFC Defensive Player of the Year that season. And so it gives Detroit 5 easy yards, 1st and 5, now at their own 20.
And to reset the clock there.
Take a listen to Scott Mitchell. Mitchell pressure, has a man. It's Barry Sanders, but good coverage and an excellent tackle by Alton Montgomery. Boy, what a game he's played.
Well, you know, Detroit has lined up with their conventional offense and tried to get some things done today, but it hasn't been working out well for them at all. The drives they've started have just ended in punts and interceptions.
Mitchell has Herman Moore. Moore, excellent runner after the catch. He's got a Detroit first down. Out of bounds at the 31. Anthony Phillips made the stop, a gain of 11.
But when they go to the no huddle or the 2-minute offense, they've really been productive. Look here. 2 no huddle drives, 2 touchdowns, okay? Now, look, 8 regular possessions and 6 punts, interception, and it was a halftime. So maybe they need to put in a 2-minute drive. 2-minute drive.
Draw to Sanders, cuts it outside. An excellent tackle once again. This time DJ Johnson got him around the ankles. They've done a good job at making Barry Sanders run east and west instead of north and south.
This defense has done a great job all day. Their corners are having a super game. See Barry Sanders take the handoff there. He bounces it outside, looking for the opening. But look at the wall they got built up there. I mean, these guys are pursuing all over the field.
2nd and 11. Mitchell wings it right side, and there's Herman Moore, who takes a shot and struggles for extra yardage up near the 43-yard line. Herman Moore, who has now caught at least 1 pass in the last 53 games. Actually 57 if you can include the postseason. Got 6 catches today for 95 yards. But no touchdowns for Mr. Moore. Mitchell over the middle. Lunging effort, but the pass a little bit too far for Johnny Morton, incomplete.
Well, it looked like nobody was ready for that play there. Not on the defensive side and not on the offensive side. Chris Dolman came out. It looked like he was a little shooken up.
You talked about Herman Moore. What the heck is that?
It's a radar detector, I believe. They're trying to get a time on Jeff George's balls. That's how hard he throws these things.
NFL Films coming up with something else. On 2nd and 10 from their own 44. Mitchell changing the play. Over the middle, and Moore with a spectacular grab. Do they say he caught it? No, they say he dropped it. He nearly collared it, but Anthony Phillips, as he has been all day, was right there with Herman Moore.
Again, you watch this thing develop. You'll watch Perryman and Moore, and the DBs for Atlanta are playing a heck of a game. They're right there. Look how close they are to him. And then you got the support right there. And Kevin Ross coming over to help. I mean, these guys are all over it. And, you know, it was a problem for him coming into the season, the defensive secondary. Like I said, they tried 4 or 5 different combinations there this season. I think this one's going to stick.
Fans in the Georgia Dome urging their team to stop them on 3rd and 10. And they do. Pass complete to Johnny Morton. But over there covering was DJ Johnson. It's his 8th tackle of the day, a gain of just 4 yards.
4 yards, the completion and the stop. Okay? They're not giving them any yards after the catch. And that's what Detroit has been known for as far as their wide receivers are concerned, is they'll make the catch and they'll get a bunch of yards afterwards. Atlanta has not allowed that today.
Have to go for it on 4th and 6. Mitchell, deep right side. And caught by Herman Moore and tackled at the 9-yard line. And that's what he's so good at, because Phillips was right there with him, but Moore's size and his strength just took that football away.
Well, if you keep on feeding him, it's going to happen. Now look how close these two guys are, right beside each other. Now that's what Herman Moore says he likes. Scott Mitchell puts some air underneath the ball and lets Herman Moore go up and get it. And the height difference, although it only be 2 inches, Herman Moore's a great leaper. He was able to go up and make that catch.
Gain of 42 yards on the play. 1st and goal at the 9. Mitchell pumps into the end zone and nearly picked off by Terry Taylor, who's already got 2 interceptions on the year. He almost had his 3rd.
Nice coverage again. Terry Taylor is in the ball game because they're employing throughout the whole ball game 6 DBs. They have 6 guys in there. Now, one linebacker is Jesse Tuggle. The other linebacker is Alton Montgomery, and the other one is Kevin Ross. So they had to bring in Terry Taylor to cover out in the corner, and these guys are getting a lot of playing time today.
Still 11 and a half minutes to go, but the Lions need one here, and it's knocked away. Again, Johnny Morton, the intended receiver, and Roger Harper and Darnell Walker back there covering. They need to get a score here, Bill, and not a field goal.
Well, you know, when they get down and they're in this situation, I mean, they've got 2 shots at it now here to go for the end zone. I mean, they're not going to line up and kick a field goal. That's not going to do anything for them.
You know, when we talked to Wayne Fonts earlier this week, he said if the defensive side was playing as well as his offensive people, we'd be talking Super Bowl right now. But they haven't looked like a Super Bowl team here today. Mitchell forced to run. And Mitchell slides in over the goal line for a touchdown. And the Lions have scored a 9-yard run by Scott Mitchell and a heads-up play by the Lion QB.
Well, he took a look around and was trying to find his receivers, but again, there was some good coverage on him. Here's Herman Moore. He's covered over here, coming across. Now, there's another guy coming across right there. That was Johnny Morton on the other crossing route. Everybody's covered up. So he pulls the ball down and finds an opening. And Scott Mitchell, as we saw, is a big guy. I mean, 6'6", 230 pounds. He could put his head down and run anytime he wanted. But this hole right here made it simple.
And you saw how smart Herman Moore was. He grabbed a hold of the defender once he saw the quarterback running with the ball. The point after touchdown by Jason Hanson is good. And with 11:21 to go in the 4th quarter, it's now a 14-point Atlanta lead.
It started with the idea of giving truckers a better two-way radio system. Then with a war chest of $3,000, they decided to take on the largest company on earth. When the smoke cleared, MCI had changed telecommunications forever. Where in today's world do you find such aggressive, fast-growing companies? Actually, there's a list of them printed every day. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
Can McDonald's Chicken McNuggets make you feel like a kid again? Can they bring you closer together? Can they give you a thrill? Can they be just the break you've been waiting for? Of course they can. Can they make you see double? As a matter of fact, yes. With McDonald's 2 for $2. 2 tempting 6-piece Chicken McNuggets or 2 McChicken sandwiches for just $2. So, can they give 2 empty, unfulfilled hands something very entertaining to do? Absolutely.
Have you had your break today?
I'm in this carpool where everybody wants to drive. Your turn to drive my car. Because everyone agrees that my Ford Contour handles like nothing else.
I'll drive.
Driving, okay, you're driving.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? But when they find out it's loaded with things like air conditioning, rear window defrost, air filtration system, and a stereo cassette for a great low price, they'll get their own. And our carpool will be a convoy.
Tonight, Homer's on a quest to be the world's heaviest man.
I don't want to look like a weirdo. I'll just go with a moo-moo.
On a brand new Simpsons tonight.
Well, you have to wonder whether the Lions would go for an onside kick, Bill, needing a couple of touchdowns with 11:21 to go. It appears that they're lining up to do that.
They're lined up for it. I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do right now. There's a lot of time left in the ball game, and they're only down by 2 touchdowns right now. And see, there they are. They're coming out of it. They wanted to get that personnel on the field for the Falcons, and now they're going to kick it off deep.
That last drive was a beauty. 85 yards in 11 plays, a time of 3.5 minutes. And Hanson kicks it away. Metcalf is deep. He fields in the end zone, and he'll take a knee. Take another look at the touchdown by Scott Mitchell.
I see Scott Mitchell there. He's looking all around the field for somebody, and then he sees the opening, and he just says, hey, they're covered. I'm going to pull it down and take it in. There's a big hole there.
See Herman Moore holding off Ross?
You see as he was running, he was looking left to right, trying to find a defender in the area, and there really wasn't one.
Officially, that was a 10-yard run, as there is a shaken Atlanta player on the field. And we'll take a timeout with 11:13 to go in the 4th quarter.
Sony Maximum Television presents Sounds of the Game with John Madden.
Hey, if you want to really feel the game, you got to hear what's going on down here. The booms, the bams. Just listen.
Find out why Bill Parcells is not only a master motivator, but a candid coach right after this.
You may be cheating yourself. When you rent a video, you're paying for great pictures. You're also paying for great sound. Big Hollywood surround sound. It's on your cable channels, even your favorite TV shows. But if you don't have the right stuff, You're not hearing it. Isn't it time you got everything you pay for? Maximum television. Only from Sony.
I tell you, we can't play. We can't play. We're too stupid. Hey, if you're not hearing it all, you're not getting the full impact. Whoa! Wow!
You can look at other people's landscapes, or you can find your own.
You know, sometimes where the pavement ends is where the world begins.
We only went to 4-star restaurants until we found one with 4 billion stars.
Isn't it amazing how opening one door can open up so many others? Ford Explorer, because the world's too big to be left unexplored.
They were supposed to return to Earth, but someone doesn't want them to get there.
The bomb had to be set by someone aboard the Saratoga.
A brand new Space Above and Beyond tonight.
Bart, Martin, and Bundy, their very personalities defined Fox, and now they're all together on one great night of television for outrageous comedy. Tune in tonight for brand new episodes of The Simpsons, Martin, and Married with Children, starting at 8 p.m., 7 Central on Fox. Falcons need some ball control here with 11:13 to play in the fourth quarter and a 14-point lead. Jeff George, penalty flag down, almost intercepted by Benny Blades. McNeil was covering Bert Emanuel like a glove, and Blades almost picked it off. He would have had 6.
Looks like you're going to have an offsides here against the Falcons. And, you know, this is a big series for the Detroit Lions. And they've got them right where they want them. They're starting them off in trouble.
Number 32, offense. 5 yards, first down.
And you know what? It's a big series for Atlanta, too, because they need to control the ball and eat up some of that clock.
Like they have been doing. The time of possession has been in their favor. They really need to carry that on right now, move the ball downfield, secure a win. But for Detroit, the defense, they've got to make something happen. And they're going back to what has helped them out in the last couple series. That's man-to-man coverage. They said, hey, we're giving up too much yardage otherwise. I'm going to man up everybody and see what comes of it.
You saw number 22. That was Alton Montgomery. He was the injured Falcon, but looks to be okay. And Anderson is cut down at the 15-yard line. Tracy Scroggins is there, along with Spielman and Blades.
Well, there comes a time in a game where no matter what the score is, you have to know what you have to do out on the field. And here, the Detroit Lions defense knows exactly what they have to do. They have to stop the run. And look at this defense. Look at it. Look at all the white jerseys in there. They've got to get the ball back to the offense so they can put the ball in the end zone. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Give them a yard on the play. 2nd and 14 at the 16. Picked up the blitz. Terrence Mathis wide open. He's out to the 35. That's an Atlanta first down. Gain of 19 on the play, and another super job by Jeff George.
Jeff George saw the blitz coming. Detroit was trying to go with what was giving them success, man-to-man coverage. Now they're working the pressure, getting upfield, bringing the blitz. They come with the blitz, you're going to see here, but Jeff George finds the open man, and it's Terrence Mathis right in the middle of the field.
Terrence Mathis, who last year had 111 receptions. This is his 2nd year with the Birds, an unrestricted free agent from the Jets in '94. He's got 6 catches today for 75 yards. Roel Preston has a reception, and he's out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Gain of 13, and another Atlanta first down. Well, they're doing exactly what we said they had to do, and Detroit's not able to stop them.
Yeah, they sure are. They took their receivers downfield. Look at right here, okay? You're going to end up with 3 guys here. Now, one's going to go deep, and one's going to come across the middle here, and then one's going to come out to the flat, and he clear all the defense down the field, and the flat's going to be wide open.
Emmanuel to the far side. J.J. Burden to the near on 1st and 10 from the Atlanta 48. Jamal Anderson. Jeffries got him around the ankles. A penalty flag is down.
And you know what that is? That's going to be the holding call.
It is indeed holding against Atlanta.
Holding, number 61, offense, 10 yards, first down.
You mentioned Jamal Anderson, built in the same mold as a Craig Hayward. Both big guys for June Jones. 240-pounder for Jamal Anderson out of Utah, second year.
A guy that can hammer the ball just as well. So they really do have a 1-2 punch. A lot of people's 1-2 punch is the power, then the finesse. This is a real 1-2 punch. They'll hit you with the left hard, they come back with Jamel and hit you with the right hard.
1st and 20 at the 38. They'd like to hang on and save Ironhead for the end of this contest with 8:52 to go in the 4th quarter. George over the middle, and it's caught by Eric Metcalf. Jeffries was all over him, but a heck of a grab by Metcalf for the completion. And perhaps more importantly, that lets the clock run. Although, and it is running again now at 8:30 and counting.
Well, I think what they're trying to do offensively is they have Hayward on the sideline, getting a little bit of air, because at the end of the game, they're going to need and they're going to pound them. And Eric Metcalf, you know, everybody was covered on that play, and Jeff George was looking around for a receiver, and Eric Metcalf was covered too, but he threw a nice ball to him, and of course, Eric rarely ever misses the ball.
He can do it all, has 9 catches today for 65 yards and a touchdown. George looking for that shovel, now turns around, it's nearly picked off, but caught by Anderson, who leaps one player and is out of bounds at the 40. What an effort by Jamal Anderson. Scroggins tipped it, but Anderson caught it and took it 16 yards for a Falcon first down.
Super heads-up play by Jamal Anderson. Jeff George throws the pass. Tracy Scroggins jumps up, tips it. He never loses sight of it. See it right there? He pulls it in with one hand. He's tripped up, but his knee's not. He puts his hand on the ground, regains his balance, gains 16 yards and the first down. Keeps their drive alive, chewing up the time of possession.
He's looking to shovel that ball, Bill, and then decides to pass it. Scroggins has had a chance at 2 interceptions today. Had one go through his legs.
He actually shouldn't have thrown that ball because they knew they were going to wait for the screen.
1st and 10 with a draw play to Anderson. Anderson still churning to the 35-yard line. Spielman is there to make the stop. There's Ironhead, who's watching all of this, which is fine with him right now, but they may need him in a few minutes.
Well, you see Ironhead, his head there, it looked like he had a cut. Maybe something came down on that anvil. I'm not sure. See him right there? Look at that.
How do you
Ironhead, he's been lowering his head all day and lowering the big boom up here. And he's got something on his nose, too. Look at him. You don't think this is a weapon. That's a weapon. That's why they call him the big Ironhead.
Let me ask you this. That's one of those breathe rights on his nose. Of course, you didn't use those when you were playing. Do you think they make a difference? Have you tried them?
I haven't tried them, but I'm not sure if I would look that good with one. I don't look good without one, but I'm not sure if I look good with one.
Draw to Anderson. He's hit by Massey, who picks him up and levels him at the 31.
Well, the Atlanta Falcons are doing in this series what they needed to do, and that is move the ball and chew up the clock. Now we're getting down to about the 6 minutes left in the game, and Detroit needs to get the ball back to the offense. They've got to find a way, and Atlanta is getting down inside the scoring zone again. They're inside the 30, and you don't want them to get a field goal here.
And more importantly, they've held the ball for 5 minutes, Bill, which is what we talked about. There's 6:11 and counting to go in the 4th. It's 3rd and 1 at the 30. Jamal Anderson will be close to a first down depending on the spot. And they'll probably have to measure. Well, immediately following the game, the NASDAQ postgame, followed by the Skate International Champions Series featuring U.S. hopefuls Michelle Kwan and Scott Davis. That's coming up right here on Fox. So Wayne Fonts looking on. If this is, in fact, a first down, that will hurt badly, because his team needs to get the ball back, and it is by at least a football. So Fonts, who has led the Lions to 2 NFC Central Division titles and 3 playoff appearances in the last 4 years, and naturally with all the heat he's taking, he likes to remind you that he has had some success in his 8 years as head coach with his team, now 56 years old. He played football and baseball at Michigan State. Played a year for the Jets before he broke his leg. George trying to draw him off with a hard count. Didn't work. Then hands the ball to Jamal Anderson. We talked to Jeff George about that hard count, and he said, well, if I can't get him to jump, then I'll audibilize and call a play. And he did so smartly.
That's exactly what he did there, and you could hear him do it.
Yep.
He had the hut, and then he came and checked to a play, and then they quick ran it before the time ran out on the clock. But Detroit jumped so much and with their penalties, and they tried to get him again today, create 1st and 5, which you surely like to have.
Let's listen to him again, Jeff George. And, of course, at the beginning of the game, he drew Detroit off sides twice. Let's see what he does this time. Quick count that time by George, and Anderson is caught in the backfield and run down by Tracy Hayworth, who, of course, did not start the game this week or last week. They moved Benny Blades up to his spot, and then Massey took Blades' spot in the secondary.
Boy, that was a nice job by Tracy Hayworth, number 99. He hasn't been getting much playing time since they moved Benny Blades up and put him in his position. But they know they're trying to run the ball on him, so they bring him into the game. And Mike Zandowski, the offensive guard for the Falcons, tried a trap play on him. But he took on the trap with his shoulder and just strung it out and waited for Jamal Anderson to be there, and he just wrapped him up. It was a heck of a play.
Atlanta Falcons have done exactly what they needed to do here. They have controlled this football for 7 minutes and 20 seconds and virtually just not allowed Detroit to have a chance to get back in this football game.
Well, I think what you're seeing here in this
Please
drive...
reset the 25-second clock to 13. 1-3.
I think what you're seeing here in this drive is exactly the story of the whole entire football game, which is Detroit's defense can't find a way to stop Atlanta's offense. And now they need to do it. They needed to do it with 11 minutes left on the clock. They needed to get the ball back, and they haven't been able to do it.
Unbelievable. 4 minutes even to go in the fourth quarter, and the Falcons clinging to a 14-point lead, faced with 3rd and 7. Pressure coming on George, gets rid of it, and knocked away beautifully by Ryan McNeil, who was step for step with Bert Emanuel.
That was a great play by Ryan McNeil. That was almost another 6 points. Jeff George threw a great ball, and right at the very end, you're going to see Ryan McNeil, 47 right here, leap out and get his hand on the ball. That was a great play.
Excellent play.
Great camera work, too, guys.
Yeah, he needed to get that thing out of there with the pressure on him.
Yeah, he sits in the pocket. He seems very cool in here. Here comes Morton Anderson now.
This will be a 44-yard field goal attempt from the former New Orleans Saints. He nubbed it and didn't get it. It looked like a knuckleball when it left his foot, and so Morton Anderson, who of course came into the game not missing, has missed 2 today.
I think Henry Thomas may have gotten a hand on that ball. I mean, he came off the field acting like he did. Watch him right here. Ball right there.
3:37 to go in the fourth. The Falcons by 14.
Ford introduces the all-new Taurus. For those who want to have it all and take it all with them. For those who have an eye for design and a passion for performance. And for those who want the latest in safety, including standard dual airbags and available anti-lock brakes. The all-new Ford Taurus wagon. For those whose dreams are a little bigger.
Making the dream come true.
Any insurance agent knows lightning can strike any day. Fortunately, your Allstate agent knows it can strike any night, too. So if it does, you can call your agent anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A claims specialist is standing by to help you right away. If your insurance can't deliver claim service day or night, in a flash, maybe you should switch. You're in good hands with Allstate.
I'm Dave Clark. I'm a big eater.
Now tell the court where you were for lunch Tuesday.
I was eating a Wendy's Big Bacon Classic combo. You know, quarter pound of fresh beef, 3 strips of bacon, cheese, toppings, biggie fries, and a drink.
Sounds like a big meal. Did you finish it?
Every bite.
Really?
Well.
Liar! Liar! Isn't it true it was too big for you? It was too big! Get off the stand.
Wendy's Big Bacon Classic Combo is only for big eaters.
It was too big!
Don't let this happen to you.
Well, there's big Henry Thomas, and you know, He came blowing through the line of scrimmage on that field goal and got his hand on it. Watch his finger right there. It's going to get bent back. See that? He got his finger on the ball. Another stowed finger in this game, by the way. He's probably got to get some tape on that. But that's what sent that ball fumbling. Didn't quite have the length to get there.
Anderson had missed only one field goal before that of 58 yards, and he's missed 2 today. Scott Mitchell is pressured, gets rid of it, and incomplete. Intended for Johnny Morton, off his hands. Chris Dolman applying pressure to the Detroit quarterback. Well, at the end of this game, Bill and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game, and I don't think there's a whole lot of question to this afternoon, Bill. You have to look at Jeff George, and he has had a spectacular performance.
He's done a great job. The whole offense for the Atlanta Falcons has really been in sync, and he's the maestro.
Mitchell wings it out for Perriman. It's short, incomplete. Taylor providing coverage for Atlanta. 3:28 to go in the fourth, and the Falcons appear to have their 6th victory of the season.
Detroit's having some problems here, even completing passes now when they need it. Here they got a 3rd and 10. And, you know, they need to get some first downs and get this thing going quick. They should be in the 2-minute offense. That's been the biggest success on offense today.
Mitchell over the middle and incomplete. Nobody back there but black jerseys.
Well, here, they were miscommunication. You saw Herman Moore put his hands up and say, hey, man, we were going to run a 4 route because of the defense, and they were not sure. So they're miscommunicating, and see this plan? Here's this plan they had coming in today. They want to change everything around. Well, get rid of that plan. That plan's got to go. They got to go back to the drawing board and try something different because this surely isn't working for them.
I'm wondering if what he ate made him sick.
I'm not sure, but I guarantee you he has some heartburn right now.
Mitchell steps up, fires, has Herman Moore in Falcon territory and down at the 39. Well, Mitchell, after missing his last 5, completes to Herman Moore for a gain of 28, and it comes at a critical time. And now they hurry up
again.
Yep.
He's going to get this thing moving. And it's no secret who they're trying to go to.
Well, that clock is running. Mitchell, he'll have to run with a football, and now that's the problem because the clock will continue to run, and they have 2 timeouts remaining. Clock running at 2:45. 2nd down and 5. Complete to Herman Moore, and he gets out of bounds. So a big play as Moore picks up the 1st down and stops the clock with Anthony Phillips providing coverage, gain of 9.
You know, I think that the Detroit Lions really should have tried to go to this offense more often. Here's Herman Moore, and when they're in the 2-minute, they line up. It creates confusion back here in the secondary. And he runs a little out right there, and he's able to get the ball, move it upfield, and get out of bounds and stop the clock, which they want to do. But when they're in the 2-minute, it's putting pressure on the defensive secondary, Steve, and it's been successful for them. They should have stuck with it and should have identified it earlier.
Herman Moore is out of the game. Scott Mitchell, here comes pressure. Throws incomplete. Intended on the near side for Aubrey Matthews, who's in for Herman Moore. You see the timeouts left. Stops the clock at 2:29.
Well, he and Anthony Phillips seem to get tangled up in there when they're running the route, and it wasn't intentional, but Aubrey Matthews, here it is right here. They're going to get their legs crossed up in here, I believe. See that right there? Just tripped him, and he's off balance. They were unable to complete that pass. Bad time to have bad time.
14-point Atlanta lead. You see the time in the upper left-hand corner. Herman Moore is back in the game. Mitchell swings it for Johnny Morton, who loses it, and it's nearly picked off by Ross on the far side. Kevin Ross, the 12-year veteran from Temple, almost had his 2nd interception of the season.
And, you know, the last one he had, he ran back for a touchdown, too, in the St. Louis game. And Kevin Ross, you're going to see him. The ball pops up. He's got a chance to grab it right here. He bobbles, he's looking, and he's been around the league long enough to know he's going to come up. See him smiling? Look at him. He's laughing at himself because he knows to give me when he had me.
3rd down and 10. Mitchell has to make something happen. Mitchell to the end zone, nearly caught by Brett Perriman. Contact with Terry Taylor, but no flags thrown and incomplete.
Boy, that's what they needed. They really needed to make that catch and make that touchdown right there. It would have given them plenty of time to either try the onside kick or get the ball back.
Boy, there was some contact there, Bill.
There was some contact. I'm not sure who had their eye on that, but they did not see Anthony Phillips making contact before the ball got there with Brett Perriman.
This will do it for the game. 4th and 10. They need a first down first. At least Mitchell to the end zone. Penalty flag down, intended for Herman Moore. There's a flag down, and let's see if it's called on the Atlanta secondary.
I think you're going to have an illegal contact here, and I think it's going to be against yes.
Well, it's a hold, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty, but an automatic first
number
down.
Number 26, defense. That's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You're going to see Anthony Phillips right here, okay? That's where you're going to see him. See the contact he has on him? Now he's got his hand on his jersey, and he pulls him right there. Did you see that?
Yep.
He pulled his jersey. It came out. His jersey came out, and the referee saw it and called it. And, hey, that's a crucial penalty down there.
Herman Moore, the 5th-year star from the University of Virginia. First-round draft pick in '91, 10th overall by the Lions. What a great player he has become.
You know, they were on life support system right there, and they just got a shot of adrenaline. They've got another shot at this thing.
Still bleeping. Mitchell, short, incomplete. Herman Moore couldn't hang on to that one. Kevin Ross was on his back again.
Kevin Ross was all over him. I mean, if he had made that catch, he wasn't turning it upfield to take it anywhere. Here comes Herman Moore in motion across the back. He's going to take it up. See if they created trips over there, and he sits down right there, and Kevin Ross reads it perfectly. And that's a tough job to do when you have 3 receivers all bunched up like that.
2nd down and 10 at the 18. Mitchell over the middle, incomplete, intended for Herman Moore. Jesse Tuggle was on him, but there's so many defensive backs back there, they couldn't find anybody, and Mitchell's taking a beating.
Well, Jesse Tuggle was on him, but look who was on Mitchell. Okay, it's crunch time, and here comes Chris Dolman off of one side and Clay Matthews, the 39-year-old veteran, and they're putting a lot of pressure on him right there. And they know they've got to get to him because he's trying to throw the ball. They're not going to run down here.
We talked about
got to get in the end zone.
The trio. Look at Matthews there. 18 years, the oldest active defensive player in the NFL. He'll be 40 in March. But we talked to him the other day, Bill. He looks great, doesn't he?
He does look great, and he's been around such a long time. He knows when it's crunch time, and he knows he has to bring it right now.
Mitchell's about to throw his 48th pass of the day into the end zone. He's got a man, Perriman, ridden out of bounds at the 1-yard line by Terry Taylor. It stops the clock with 1:57 to play in the 4th quarter. A gain of 17 and a timeout on the floor.
Should a man be judged by what he wears? Are you really any less of a man because you don't wear the right shirt or pants? Should you have to wear a shirt or pants at all? Ask yourself, hasn't our society advanced to the point where a man can feel comfortable in a dress? Probably not. Always appropriate 100% cotton pants that are soft and wrinkle-free. Hager, stuff you can wear.
Enter the future. Vector Man, the most revolutionary game ever for Sega Genesis. And play to win for a chance at a $25,000 grand prize. Vector Man, resistance is futile.
How much closer are our precision heads? Our innovative lift and cut system? How much better is the latest Norelco? In a word, we've never brought you closer. The Norelco Razor, our closest shave ever.
To you, it looks like this. To a car thief, it looks like this. And to Ford Motor Company engineers, it looks like the most powerful anti-theft device ever. Only this key sends an electronic code to the engine before it will ever start. So it looks like your new Taurus will be just where you parked it.
2-minute warning, a minute 57 officially as you look at Brett Perriman.
Watch this route. Brett Perriman is going to streak down here. Now he's going to fake inside there and turn back outside, turning Terry Taylor around. Now, it's one time Scott Mitchell didn't want to throw the ball behind him. He should have thrown it and let him a little bit. It would have been 6. Now they're on the 1-yard line. They need this to punch it in quick.
Steve Buckhantz with Bill Moss from Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Falcons led at one point 34-7 over the Lions, and Detroit's made a comeback. Barry Sanders with a blocker, and he goes nowhere. Making the play defensively was Darryl Talley, the veteran from West Virginia who played so many years, 12 in Buffalo.
Well, he's fresh. That's his first season in the game, and he's doing a job. Now, Barry Sanders, that's untypical of him. He's going to start out here to the left, and his hole really open back inside, right in here. But he didn't. He strings it out. And there's a host of Atlanta Falcon tacklers there to greet him.
Well, they brought Corey Schlesinger in at fullback to block for him. 230-pound rookie from Nebraska, but it didn't work. A loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 4. And Detroit has taken a timeout. They have 1 remaining with a minute 50 to play in the 4th quarter. Beat St. Louis, as you saw, 19-10. That certainly is a boost for this Atlanta team if they can, in fact, hang on here with a minute 50 to go. 2nd down and 4, 2nd and goal at the 4. Fade pattern, nowhere. Perriman broke to the left. It went over his head and Terry Taylor's as well. Not a very well-designed play or executed.
Well, again, watch these 2 guys here. They're going to go out, and it's a miscommunication. I don't think Scott Mitchell actually had the routes down. The ball is thrown up to the pylon right there, and maybe Perriman should have been running to the pylon, but he cut it in here, and the ball was overthrown and wasn't anywhere near a receiver.
1:46, the clock stopped with the incompletion. 3rd and goal at the 4. Mitchell nearly had it knocked away. It's kicked off by Jesse Tuggle. Tuggle with a big defensive play, and that should do it. Mitchell had to force it, and Tuggle was right there. His first interception of the season for the veteran from Valdosta State, South Georgia.
They got down in here towards the goal line, and they really needed to put it in. Now, Scott Mitchell is going to sit there, and he's going to see that everybody's covered. He feels the pressure, and he forces the pass to Herman Moore and Brett Perriman in that area, and he doesn't really see all the people around him. He's so used to these guys coming down with the catch. He forced it in there, and this time, it went the other way.
Jesse Tuggle has been here in Atlanta 9 years from Valdosta State, and that's just the 4th interception of his career. He was not drafted out of Valdosta State, 30 years old, and he's having a heck of a season. And June Jones about to pick up win number 6 and keep pace with everybody else in the NFC West, or at least those who might win. And Detroit has 1 more opportunity to stop the clock, and they have just taken it.
Detroit, that's their last charge timeout.
Coming up, the NASDAQ stock market post-game report with scores and highlights, followed by the Skate International Champions Series. Some ice skating for you this afternoon on Fox. Ironhead didn't really have to come back in, did he?
Well, you know, there's not a more miserable feeling in the world for the defensive unit of the Detroit Lions right now than to be close. You kind of get teased a little bit by saying, hey, we're down by 14. There's a lot of time left. We can get back in this. And then have to come out on the field now and have to watch him take a knee.
Well, our Miller Lite player of the game will be the quarterback, Jeff George, who's been spectacular. 31 of 40, 362 yards, a touchdown. He hit 13 in a row in the first half and 11 in a row in the second half. And boy, he was just on the money today, Bill.
Yeah, he sure was. He delivered. Like I said before, this Atlanta Falcons offense really seemed to be in sync today. Everybody was on the same page. And Jeff George was the maestro. He was the leader of this unit. And he put the ball on the money. He did what he had to do to win this ball game. And you know what's amazing about these two teams is that they're domers. You know, I mean, they're home domers. That could possibly make sense. But when they're at home and they're in their dome, they win.
Well, in dome stadiums on the road, Wayne Fontes is 5-7. He's about to become 5-8. In the meantime, Barry Sanders today, 12 carries, 44 yards. He needed 162 to become the second player in NFL history with 7 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, joining Eric Dickerson, who did it from 83 to 89, but it won't happen today as you look at the NFC Central.
They're really in a tough situation down here at 3-6. You know, a couple wins and they could be in the picture. They could be in the hunt of things, but they're not right now, and it's going to be tough for them to rebound back and be able to pull this out. Now, for Atlanta, on the other hand, I mean, they're tied for first place with San Francisco. St. Louis lost today to New Orleans, and San Francisco is a beat-up team. So they really have to be looking down the road here to say, hey, we have a shot at this thing.
And the clock ticking down. Barry Sanders, we mentioned 44 yards, 24 of them on one run, 20 on his other 11 carries. So a difficult day for those fellas, the Detroit Lions, who will head back to the Motor City and fall to 3-6 on the year, while Atlanta will improve to 6-3 under June Jones this season in his second year as head coach.
This will be the last play of the ball game.
And Jeff George runs out of the end zone and takes a safety. And 3 seconds remain on the clock, so they'll have to kick it. And it will make the score 34-22. Why did he do that? That's a good question.
I can't quite follow that one. I can't quite follow that. I mean, just take a knee and let it run out.
Exactly. And of course, he's wondering why he did it.
They had to stay out here on the field longer, right?
Let's get to the plane and get out of here. But perhaps he thought he could run out the clock by running backwards. But so Atlanta will move to 6-3, and you see everybody else there. They are just setting the pace right now, and took advantage of this opportunity today in dominating fashion.
They sure did it. You know, you talk about their offense and Jeff George, but Joe Herring, the defensive coordinator for the Falcons, did an outstanding job today. 1, shutting down Barry Sanders, and 2, taking his secondary and putting them in a situation where they could stop Herman Moore and Brett Perryman. And that's a job that most teams haven't been able to do. I mean, you usually shut down either Perryman and Moore and Barry Sanders has a big day, or Moore and Perryman have a big day and Barry Sanders is shut down. He was able to do both.
Well, when we talked to June Jones and this fellow Jeff George up in Sewanee, the Falcon complex, they were both very confident. And congratulations to George and June Jones. Brett Perriman switches fields, laterals the ball, and that will do it. The final score here at the Georgia Dome, Atlanta 34, Detroit 22. Coming up, it's the NASDAQ Stock Market Post-Game Report. JB Terry Howie will get you up to date on all the scores and highlights from around the NFL next on the NASDAQ Stock Market Post-Game Report.